Welcome to Friday Night Lights, Husson University style. We've got a special one for you tonight here in Bangor, Maine, as we get ready for football action as the Husson University Eagles get ready to welcome the Bulldogs of Dean College to the Winkin Complex as the 3-1 Eagles take on the 1-3 Bulldogs. Good evening again. I'm Joseph Swanson, joined by Avery Henderson. Welcome, Avery, on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Eagles coming tonight having won their previous two games, including a 50-49 thriller during homecoming weekend last weekend against Anna Maria College. Husson's offense has been rolling as of late, led by fifth-year senior Nick Visser, under center and junior Elijah Garnett, who has been the best season so far, ripping off 4 straight 100-yard rushing performances, including 150 yards last week and a career-high 4 touchdowns. Avery, looking back on last week, a lot of excitement, back-and-forth contest. What does this game and a win like that do for the program heading into the middle of the season?
Yeah, Joseph, that game was definitely a thriller, and I think it's a game that can really get a team going later into the year. Husson's going to be able to use that win to get momentum in the second half of the season, and it's going to start right here tonight.
Talking about tonight, Bulldogs coming tonight having lost their last 3 games, won the season opener, a program that Husson's had a lot of experience with over its history, dating back to the days of the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference, ECFC as it's often referred to as. It's not very often we get to play under the lights here at the Winkin Complex. Fans are in for a special treat this evening. Perfect weather here prior to kickoff, dew in the air, fall weather, as the fall, as I was going to mention, beginning to set here in the Northeast. Avery, if you're Coach Clark, what's been your message to your team so far this week, heading into the shortened week matchup here? And how do you get back into the win column if you're Dean? And how do you think they look to play spoiler here on the road?
Well, I think for Husson, this is definitely a game they can't underestimate. Husson going into this is the favorite. Dean not having the best season out there on the field. But the Eagles can't let Dean hang around for this entire game. This is a team that if you leave it a one-score game, Dean can kind of fight right back in. One big play, one big turnover can switch this game right on its head. And for Dean, they can just kind of keep plodding along. They're the underdog in this one. They don't have a whole lot of pressure coming into this. If they just keep the sword to the grindstone, sort of say, they can stay in this one and come back late.
And if you're the Bulldogs, how do you get your season turned around, and what do they need to do this evening to be successful?
Well, I think this is just a really young team. There's guys on both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball that aren't that old. And this is a team that sometimes that can take a while to kind of build up throughout the season. You might start out with some rough ones, but then as that team starts to work together as a unit, you can really start to build something.
And let's go back and talk about last Friday night here at the Winkin Complex. A thriller for those that were tuning in or were actually here to watch it homecoming weekend. Crowd of probably right over 2,000, maybe 2,200. Came down to the final possession of the game. Failed turnover on 2-point conversion. Don't see that happen very often. But for those of you that were here and those of you that broadcasted, very exciting game. I know we talked about this, that's a game that can help momentum going into the rest of the year. But what did you see from the Eagles that night, last Saturday, that you'd like to see them do tonight going into this?
I think that offense looked really good. We talked about Garnett. He's currently second in the nation in rushing yards, and they really want to try to build off of that performance and let him just kind of do what he does. But they can also rely on Nick Visser offensively, that if they get down in this one, Nick Visser is a very good passer under center for the Eagles, and he can really get them back into games with some big plays out there. They lost some of their lead receivers, but some of these other guys are really stepping up for him this year.
And we talked about Elijah Garnett. Big season so far from him. Injuries kind of cut his season short last year. Good to see him get going. He's had a couple of 150-yard games, as we mentioned, 400-yard games in a row on the ground, 4 touchdowns last week. So good to see that. Longest rush at 20 yards, so he really was a grinder. I believe he carried it almost 40 times last week. So don't exactly have the exact stats off the top of my head here, but I believe it was 38 carries. So definitely a guy that grinded late in that game, and especially in a tight back-and-forth game like that, you think back to the game, those were minutes that ticked off the clock that led to less possessions later on.
And you've really seen kind of in this new era of football, teams like to air it out a lot more. But recently, just in the NFL, you saw it with the Ravens recently, that they've kind of gone back to this old-school football where they run the clock down, and it wears defenses down. They're out there on the field for longer and longer possessions, and it can keep an offense just kind of moving. You let that defense get on their heels, and then you just keep running it down their throats, and when they can't stop it, it's kind of deflating that you know what's coming and you still can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. And then you talk to a lot of the guys off the field. They're excited to have that rushing attack back, something the Eagles have had a lot of throughout their history is a strong ground game, But you look at Visser on the passing end of the ball, that he's a guy reigning Commonwealth Coast Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He can sling the ball around the park. Great wide receivers. I know Jaquan Miles starting to come into his own. And then the guy that maybe gets overlooked sometimes, but Cullen Casey at tight end is having a really good year. Leads the team with 25 receptions coming into the night. Jaquan Miles has the yards, but Casey, late in that game last week, really took over in the third, fourth quarter in the possessions that – I think there was a possession late in the fourth quarter that he trucked the linebacker, and it was kind of demoralizing for the other team. Like, here, you get them in a third and long situation, and Casey catches it 4 yards short of the sticks and still manages to rip off 10 yards running after the catch.
Yeah, those big third down plays can really deflate a team that you think you've kind of gotten them finally, and then you get one big play, and all of a sudden you're back to square one, and it's like those other defensive plays didn't happen. And Casey, like you said, has really stepped up big for the Eagles. Obviously, they lost Bell from a season ago, their leading receiver. That's a big hole that you have to fill. Miles has really stepped into that role and helped kind of keep this offense moving. And then also Garnett stepping up big this year as well.
And then switching over to the defensive side of the ball, a very veteran group for the Eagles. They're deep up front, deep at linebacker. Secondary struggled a little bit last week. I know if you're Coach Hobbs on the defensive side here, defensive coordinator for the Eagles, you're looking to see them get a little more confidence tonight going into this bye week and then heading into your season opener in the Commonwealth Coast Conference the following week here against Curry. But when you look at a game like tonight, it's nice to have a front three of the Eagles, and then, of course, Tucker Buzzell and Adam Bertrand in the middle, two veterans that pretty much see the defense. And, of course, you've got up the middle, you've got DJ Wilson, a lot of those guys that have played a lot of minutes throughout their career, still juniors and seniors, and then a whole secondary that's seniors. How do you see them turning the page tonight?
I think, like you said, they definitely got burned a little bit in that last game. I think they were a little bit overmatched just physically. I know watching that one from the sideline, Anna Maria had a wide receiver that was a big guy out there. I think this one they're going to have some better matchups on the outside, and I'm sure they worked a lot in practice on just making sure your defensive assignments are solid out there. This team relies a lot on that front seven, and if that defensive secondary can step up big for them in this one, that's a dangerous defense to go up against.
Yeah, as you talked about, DeAndre Wallace found out throughout the week. Last week he has been getting a few NFL looks, 6'5" wide out with good speed. But for those tuning in, it's been 3 years since the Eagles have been at home under the lights. They opened with Dean College 3 years ago under the lights, and then 2018 as well with Dean under the lights. 4 times the teams have met off. Husson holds a 4-0 record. So look for that series maybe to shift tonight, but I know if you're Coach Clark, you'd like to get that to 5-0, run your record to 4-1, and head into your bye week. So we're going to step away, take a brief break, and we'll be back. We'll have kickoff here from the Winkin Sports Complex. High School in Colorado, number 44, DJ Wilson. Turning into the senior, from Scotland High School in Maine, number 59. Welcome back, Eagles fans. Defensive starters being announced in the background, a tradition that goes nearly 20 years here at Husson University history. Not something you see everywhere around the country, but a tradition they've liked to keep. As mentioned, defensive starters being announced. We'll read off the starting lineups throughout the drive, but a couple of key defensive starters tonight for the Eagles all on the defensive side. as I talked about. DJ Wilson up front, 6'4" junior, 295 pounds out of Colorado. He could be a force in this one. And, of course, Tucker Buzzle, always a guy that you can look out for. Usually leads the league in tackles almost every year. Last year ranked top 5. He's just the guy that's always around the ball.
Yeah, Tucker's a guy that can kind of fill up any stat sheet out there. He leads the lead, or it leads the team, that is, in both tackles and sacks on the season for them, even with that formidable defensive line out there. And he's someone that, as a running back for the other team or a quarterback as well, he's the first guy you want to try to locate when you get the ball. That's not someone you want to be running towards. You want to be trying to run away from that guy.
And another guy that oftentimes gets overlooked is Tyreek Mann, senior 5'10", 225, out of Brooklyn, New York. He's a workhorse for the Eagles, does everything you can ask of in terms of stopping the run, plays the pass well. But, I mean, in a traditional 3-4 scheme that the Eagles run, you're asking your defensive linemen to eat up blocks, eat up holes, and allow your linebackers to swarm to the ball and make tackles. So oftentimes a position that doesn't always get on the stat sheet are your defensive linemen, but Eagles run anywhere from 5 to 6 deep throughout a game. You'll see Mann, Wilson, Durant, Young, and Jakubowski flying all over the field tonight. And, of course, the 4 linebackers in Nicely, Buzzle, Bertrand, and Bannister. So we're going to step away. National anthem here will be performed in the background. When we come back, we'll have kickoff here from the Winking Complex.
And join us as we honor America with the performing of our national anthem. Performing today's national anthem, Husson alumni, Alex Bertrand. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back as we prepare for kickoff here from the Winking Complex. Joseph Swanson here, joined by Avery Henningsen, prepared to bring you Friday night-like action here from Bangor, Maine. Exciting one. ECFC, former rival for the Eagles in town, Dean College, taking on the Eagles of Husson University. Any final thoughts, Avery, before we head into kickoff tonight?
I just think we're in for a good one tonight, Joseph. Obviously, Eagles have a lot of momentum into this. Dean College fighting an uphill battle, but I think it's a battle that they very much have a chance at winning out there on the field tonight.
Looks like the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff. Dean set to kick off here. It'll be Griffin Sullivan, the junior, 5'10", 170-pounder out of Colchester, Connecticut. Back deep for the Eagles. Reigning Commonwealth Coast Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, Nason Berthollet. He was a spark for the Eagles last week. 84-yard kickoff return in his first kickoff return, and took the second one back 30 yards before Anna Maria elected not to kick to him for the rest of the game. But interesting to see what Dean elects to do here if they take a shot at Berthollet. And, of course, next to him, you got the 6'1 junior and Wamsa Fitzpatrick. So kickoff here from Sullivan. Taken in by Berthollet at about the 14. Taken out past. He'll split a defender up the sideline. Just the kicker to beat. Saving tackle there by Griffin Sullivan. Almost did it 2 weeks in a row was Berthollet. Flag down on the play. Looks like that will probably be a hold, Avery, as that one will come back. Looks like the flag was thrown about the 37-yard line. But as I just mentioned, Berthollet nearly split the kickoff coverage again, giving the Eagles an instant 6 points.
Yeah, that's a great run back right there. Like you said, that flag looks like it could go on the Eagles. But at the same time, it's great kind of drive starter for them to get something going. If you can get your kick returner to bring it all the way up the field for you, that takes a load off the offense right off the bat.
And it looks like that. I was actually wrong. That's going to go for the Eagles. Looked like they had a chop block on the defense below the knees. So that's going to give the Eagles another 15 yards here. So they're going to start an excellent field position from the opponent's 16-yard line. So if you're Coach Clark, this is really what you wanted to have in a fast start here, 16 yards potentially for an opening 6 points. So we'll look to see what the Eagles do here. They'll come out. Have Fitzpatrick, Wilson. Looks like Miles trips left. Garnett will flank Visser here in the shotgun. Fielder's shirtlift. Looks like Dugan is back at center. He'll get the start tonight. Hutchinson and Hicks with Colin Casey at tight end. So see if they elect to take a shot here at the end zone on first down. Snap comes to Visser. He'll hand it off to Garnett. He'll take off on the outside, splits the edge, and he'll go in. 6 points, touchdown, Eagles. So can't dial up a much better start if you're Coach Clark. 2 plays, 6 points on the board.
Yeah, I don't think Clark could have drawn that up any better. The Eagles, I was about to say that why not rely on that run game? Garnett's been great all season long, and that's what they did right off the bat. Obviously helped off by that great kick return with the penalty tacked on. The Eagles here getting on the board early.
So Markovich will jog on for the extra point attempt. He took over the starting duties last week, 4 for 4 now on the year. He'll look to make this 7-0 Eagles. 13 seconds into this one.
And he had a great performance last week. It's really nice for a team, especially at this level, to have a kicker that you can rely on. We were talking about it before the game. Extra points aren't easy. It's one of those ones that a lot of people back home are like, oh, I could kick an extra point in my sleep. And then you get out there and it's not as easy. And I think we
just mentioned that as it doinks off the upright. So no good. Eagles will kick off here. Markovich will stay on. He's the primary kickoff guy for the Eagles. Back deep. We could see Liverman or Donaldson. They've got 3 pretty good returners for Dean, so it varies of which one you're actually going to see out there. Looks like it is going to be Liverman and Mitchell, I believe, is the other. No, it's actually going to be number 4. Jordan Mason will be the other returner. Tight end, don't see that very often, a tight end back to return kicks, but he is a guy in the Bulldogs offense that touches the ball a lot, whether it's on the run, blocking, or receiving. So we'll get a first look here at the kickoff unit for the Eagles. Markovich, pretty good leg, usually puts the ball between the 20 and the 10, so it makes it hard to return.
Yeah, Mason, a 6'3", 220 tight end out there. The big guy, I bet you he's going to be trying to take this one right in towards his blockers and just try to bulldoze his way up the field.
Kickoff here from Markovich. Going to be pulled in at the 11 by Livermore. He'll split. Tripped up, though, and stacked up by the Eagles around the 35-yard line. Multiple Eagles in on that one. Looked like Anthony Harris was the guy to stand up Liverman. So we'll get the first look here at the Bulldogs offense. They'll jog out Hammond under center, sophomore, 6'2", 205-pounder. He steps in for injury at quarterback. Dean lost their starting quarterback just a couple weeks ago. So we could see Hammond or Cisneros anytime tonight. So it looks like they'll jog out in the pistol formation. Donaldson in the backfield. Pitch comes off the end, though. He's going to be dragged down for a loss by Bertrand and Buzzle. Looks like Dyree Smith there.
Yeah, and there's that deadly linebacker duo we talked about in the pregame. This Eagles defense is very good on those outside runs, that it's hard to get away from those quick linebackers.
Yeah, and Buzzle, fifth-year senior, seen a lot of football throughout his career, started since he was a freshman. So you're not going to pull much over his eyes, as that was a 2-yard loss, brings up 2nd down and 12 here for the Bulldogs. Looks like Isaac Neros is actually in at quarterback, and he finds Smith just before midfield, brought down on the play by Bannister and...
Yeah, and that was a dart out there,
like
Joseph.
Mayhew was the other one to come in. Good throw there, though, by the backup quarterback on the 2-deep. So Isaac Cisneros, 5'9" freshman, 165-pounder out of Littleton, Colorado, gets his first completion. He'll hand this one off to Fontabian Donaldson. He'll be dragged down, no loss, no gain on the play there. Brings up 2nd down and 10. So far, not a lot of running room for the Bulldogs. Have been successful for the pass in their one attempt. So I wonder if they'll go to a pass here on 3rd and 10 and long after running on 1st down.
Yeah, we talked about it, that the Eagles' secondary struggled in that last game. Dean College, I'm going to assume they watched the film from that one. Definitely going to try to attack this Eagles secondary in this one.
Cisneros flushed out of the pocket, and he'll find Mitchell on the sideline. Dragged down on the play by Alex Brown, though. Looks like that will be just at the 1st down marker. Looks like they're going to mark this about, well, looks like they are going to actually signal for a 1st down. So it'll be 1st down and 10 here for the Bulldogs from the Eagles' 41-yard line. Cisneros still in the shotgun. He's flanked by Donaldson. Donaldson will get the carry, slips outside, and he'll go out of bounds. Looked like a 2-yard loss there on the play. No running room so far for the Bulldogs. Good pursuit there by the Eagles. They were able to string that one out. It was exactly what you want to do with a containment.
Yeah, that Eagles defense got into the backfield before the running back could even really take any steps with the ball. And that's difficult out there, that you kind of want to get the ball, be able to look upfield and see where you're going to go with it. But when you look upfield and there's 3 linebackers already there, that's a difficult spot for him.
Looked like Donaldson wanted to cut the corner, and Buzzle was out of nowhere. He was there to meet him. Just able to slip out of that one. So Cisneros will drop back. He'll complete this one here to Haynes. Haynes will be tripped up by Mayhew. Looks like he'll be just short. Looks like they're going to mark him about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down. Bring up 3rd and 1.5 yards here from the Eagles' 33-yard line. So good passing start here if you're Dean. Isaac Cisneros 3 for 3 so far on this drive.
Yeah, he's only played in a couple games this year. 10 for 19 coming into this one. So about 50% completion percentage, but he's looking good against this Eagles defense so far.
Looks like they'll change the play here. Cisneros flanked at his right by Donaldson. Sat to Cisneros. He's looking deep. He'll take a shot, and he finds Dyree Smith for a touchdown. They beat Garrett Mayhew over the top. And that pulls this one within 6-6 here.
And a great first drive here from Dean. They let up that momentum early with that big kickoff return and then the quick touchdown from the Eagles, but gained it right back with that long drive all the way up the field.
So Sullivan will come on for the extra point attempt, 5 for 7 on the year, as he tries to give the Bulldogs here a 7-6 lead. I know if you're the Eagles, that's not the opening drive you wanted to have on defense. Look for them to make some adjustments, though, as this one continues. Extra point attempt is up, and it looks like that will split the uprights. So the Bulldogs will take a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, and something to watch moving forward. The Eagles' kick defense out there was in the backfield on that kick. A little bit of a slow kind of snap and then kick out there for Dean. And we'll see if the Eagles can keep trying to capitalize on that.
Almost looked like there was a bobble there from the holder, Jordan Mason. Nearly got blocked, so as you mentioned, that could come back to haunt the Bulldogs later in this one. So Berthollet and Fitzpatrick will jog out here. They'll be on the return. Sullivan will jog out to kick off for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they elect to kick to Berthollet here or if they try to go over to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, we saw in that Anna Maria game, towards the end of it, they were just kind of trying to kick away from them, which isn't what you really want to be doing on your kickoffs. You'd rather just try to get that as far down the field as possible. But with Berthollet being such a problem out there for opposing defenses, he's someone you kind of have to avoid.
Looked like they were kicking the sky kick. You can select there in Madden late in that one, trying to kick it to Elijah Simmons at the 20 as they elect to sky kick this one as well. And that's going to go out of bounds. Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35. So college football, ball comes out to the 35 on a kickoff out of bounds. So excellent field position again if you're the Eagles offense.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you don't want to have to be worried about kicking it off to the other team. You kind of lead yourself into making mistakes just like that, and the Eagles will get an excellent field position without really having to do much out there.
So we'll get a real look at the Eagles offense here. Not as good a field position as the first drive, but I know if you're Coach Clark, this is exactly what you're looking for right here as Visser will jog out. He'll be flanked by Garnett. Looks like Dom Wilson will be to the far right. Miles in the slot here to our left, and Fitzpatrick as well. So look for maybe the Eagles to take a shot here, maybe trying to find Miles down the seam. They've done that a lot this year early in games, trying to go deep. Snap comes to Visser. Actually a handoff to Garnett. He'll turn upfield. He breaks, slips past the tackle. Only the safety to beat, and he'll get dragged down there by Ryan Tiggs. Good save by Tiggs as Garnett had a lot of real estate in front of him, and it looked like he ripped off about a 50-yard run.
Yeah, that was a great open field tackle out there by Tiggs. You let Garnett get past you on that one, all he had was free real estate all the way to the end zone.
So good angle there from Tiggs. Eagles will now have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Now, if you're the Eagles, do you still run the ball here? Lober's checked in. He flanks Visser to his right, or do you try to take a shot here at the end zone?
I think they want to try to get this pass offense working out there.
As that one's going to land to Fitzpatrick, it's going to be called incomplete. Almost came back to get his arms under that one. But sideline judge saying that it hit the ground first, so brings up 2nd down here for the Eagles.
It can be hard sometimes when one part of your offense is working really well. You kind of keep going back to that part of the offense, but then it doesn't allow the other half to kind of get going. You don't want to not have your first pass be till the 2nd quarter out there. You want to let Visser kind of warm up the shoulder, air a few out there, but then also you can rely and set back to that run game on 2nd down.
So Visser in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Lober. Lober will take it outside, slips up, and brought down on the play there by, looked like Kevin Smith. Looked like about a 7-yard gain, so a great 2nd down run there for the Eagles. Brings up 3rd down and short. Figured that's what they probably would do there in that situation. Try to make it a little more manageable here on 3rd and short. Give Visser a chance to maybe complete a pass. And actually, with the way you've been running the ball, don't look for them to maybe hand it off here.
Yeah, Garnett has been a Bulldogs all season long. This is a situation where you can pass that one, get a quick little one out, or just give it straight to Garnett and let him do his thing.
So Garnett's in the backfield. He'll actually get the carry. Jump step past the defender. Brought down on the play by J.J. Mondusser. Good enough, though, for an Eagles 1st down. They'll have a 1st down now here from the Bulldogs' 13-yard line. Have to guess if you're Coach Clark here or E.J. White, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, you're probably going to stick to the run in this situation. So Garnett to the right of Visser. Fitzpatrick and Miles to our left. Dom Wilson's the far wide out. Colin Casey off to the side too. Visser will elect to pass. Taking a shot for Casey, and Casey will come down with that one. Instant offense for the Eagles. Visser's connection to Casey, 26th catch of the year, 1st touchdown. I know if you're Coach Clark there, you want to see Colin Casey get in the end zone. He's done a lot this year. And good job there by your senior quarterback to find your junior tight end.
Yeah, that was a great offensive drive for the Eagles. That touchdown was set up by that run game that whole defense pinched in. Casey usually would block in that situation on a run play. Instead, just slipped straight up the middle. No one covered him over the top, and Visser was able to just kind of float one right over the linebackers.
Good back shoulder throw there from Visser. So Markovic's kick is up and good for the 2nd time. So he's now He's now 5 of 6 on the year, so Eagles take a 13-7 lead. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Can't dial it up any better here if you're Coach Clark offensively.
Yeah, right now both parts of that offense are working. The pass game is doing well, and that run game is looking excellent out there on the field.
I know if you turn things over here now to the defense, really need a third down stop. Really need to get the offense off the field, get the ball back to your offense, get some confidence going for your defense. Don't have an interception yet on the season, have forced a fumble, but look for maybe that to happen here in this situation. Maybe someone can jump a route here, get some momentum going for the defense.
Yeah, the Eagles don't want to make this a shootout. They'd rather just be able to get ahead, rely on that run game, just kind of keep running it down the field. But if the Eagles defense can leave Dean in this game, that can become dangerous for an offense, and that's where a mistake on the offensive side of the ball all of a sudden backfires on the flip side.
Yeah, we saw that potentially last week. Saturday night gave a lot of momentum back to Anna Maria late. Eagles got up 14 just after the half. And, of course, the Amcats were able to claw their way back into that one. So Markovich will kick off here for the Eagles. Liverman will field this one at the 13. Over to his left, tries to cut up field. A little space, though, but he'll get tripped up there by Walker Lenz. Good save there by Walker Lenz, as it looked like Liverman might have had a seam there if he could have found the sideline, but Walker Lenz, big special teams player for the Eagles, was able to bring him down on the play.
Yeah, Lenz, one of those guys who kind of gets the work done on kind of the more grimy sides of the ball. He's not the guy who's making the interceptions or the big catches out there, but he's one of those core special team players that a lot of coaches love to have out on their field.
So Cisneros will come back out. Got quads to the right. Screen pass here behind the line. He'll break a tackle. Looks like that was Donaldson, the running back. He was able to slip past the tackler there, but quickly brought down there by the Eagles secondary. Looked like a gain of about 3 yards, 4 yards maybe. Potential, though, to have been more on that situation, but good play there. Not often you see 4 wide receivers out to the right. They do that a lot. They'll come out with a jumbo package to the right with 4 wide receivers, run a lot of screens off that, and, of course, they do run a lot of trips formations.
Well, it lets you kind of get blockers further downfield, and Donaldson was able to work it up there. Obviously, great broken tackle in the backfield.
We're going to have a penalty in the backfield. Cisneros, he'll keep it and get out of bounds just past the first down sticks, but it looks like that one will come back as they're going to have a hold in the backfield. So that one will we'll replay second down. Couldn't quite tell who came off the edge there. Maybe it looked like Isaac Bergeron got a pretty clear rush off the left side of the line from our view, as they're going to get holding on the left tackle, Jaden Jean Bertiste. First penalty of the game on defense, second penalty for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Cisneros is actually one of the leading rushers for this Dean team. He's someone that can be dangerous with his legs out of the backfield, and we've seen so far he's looked good passing as well, so definitely kind of a dual threat quarterback out there for this Dean offense.
Looks like they like to roll him out of the pocket, give him a clear view of where he wants to throw the ball. Undersized in terms of a quarterback at 5'9", especially when you go 6'7", 6'3", 5'11", 6'1", and 6'2 across the front five. So Cisneros in the backfield, fakes the handoff to Donaldson. He looks downfield, rolls out to his left. Nobody open. He'll pull it down and run. Misses one Eagles tackler, but tripped up there at about the 30-yard line. Looked like Bergeron was able to trip him up. Looks like he got just past the original line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down and 9. So as we talked about coming into this drive, Eagles defense done what they need to force an early 3rd down situation, 3rd and long here.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for them to hold this Dean team to just a few plays on this drive and kind of get them off the field, get the offense back on the field, and try to build on this lead.
So Cisneros in the gun. He's flanked to his right by Donaldson. Fakes the handoff to Donaldson. Swing pass out to Haynes, but he'll get dragged down. Excellent read there by, looks like Ryan Bannister there, the sophomore out of West Gardner, Maine. Great read there 1-yard gain brings up 4th down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a great play. Reading that play out to the side, that was kind of forced by pressure from that Eagles defensive line, made Cisneros get the ball out quickly, and then that defense was able to make an open field tackle.
So Aaron Fonseca on to punt here for the Bulldogs. Jaquan Miles back deep for the Eagles. He stands at his own 33. Nearly got blocked there. He'll call for a fair catch and fields it at the 30. Looked like Jemiah Tyson nearly got in to block that one. So that could have been an excellent starter for the Eagles. They'll take over. Drive start now at the 30-yard line. So excellent drive start so far in the game for the Eagles.
Yeah, they've looked good on those first plays. Obviously, first play of the game was a touchdown. And on that second drive, the Eagles got good yardage from their first play. We'll see if they stick to just kind of running it on that first play, trying to get something started early.
So the Eagles come out in their traditional look. Visser in the shotgun. Garnett to his left. Fake to Garnett. Visser steps up, nearly brought down on the play. We're a sack, but he hangs in there. Looks to find, looks like Ashton Navarrete down the field. Incomplete, though. Lucky, though, that wasn't a sack there, as it looked like Austin Roy came untouched there off the right end. Visser smart enough, though, stepped up in the pocket. That's where that fifth-year awareness can really help.
Yeah, that was a great play by Visser to at least get an incompletion. That looked like that could have been a sack about 6 to 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Dean College right now getting a lot of pressure on Visser on that drop back.
Austin Roy, he was ECFC Defensive Player of the Week back in Week 1. So guy that leads them in sacks, as this one's going to go to Garnett. He slips up through the middle. One guy to beat. He's at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. So instant offense. Elijah Garnett, I'd have to check the stat sheet, but I'm guessing that's probably pretty close to 100 yards so far just through 3 drives.
Yeah, and right now he can't do anything wrong out there. Some great cuts in the middle of the field. Broke his way to kind of a good running position out there and was able to run past multiple players and just turn on the Jets.
So came in before that attempt, 3 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. Have to guess now he's touched the ball 4 times tonight for well over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So well on his way to a potential Offensive Player of the Week numbers. So it looks like the Eagles offense was going to stay out there. Trick formation here. Visser's actually the holder. Oh, no, correction. That's Max Clark still in at the holder. So Markovich on to kick here for the extra point attempt. Eagles up 19-7. Kick is up and through the uprights. The Eagles now lead this to 20-7. So Garnett now 4 carries, 131 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging almost 33 yards a carry. So as you mentioned, can't really do much wrong at this point. So I know if you're Coach Clark, you really haven't had to throw the ball much into this one, as excellent running play there. It looked like a zone read. Garnett put 1 foot in the ground and found daylight.
Yeah, that was a great play by the Eagles offense. Like you said, not having to really throw the ball. We'll see if this one gets even more out of hand for the Eagles, if they choose to just keep running it at this Dean defense, or maybe work on some offensive plays out there as well with the quarterback. With a lead, it's a great opportunity to kind of let the offense try out some plays, try some stuff out there on the field.
So Markovich to kick off here for the Eagles. Fontavian Donaldson and Jordan Mason back deep for the Bulldogs. So Markovich lines this one up. Eagles up 20-7 with 7:13 remaining still in the first quarter. Markovich kicks off. Going to be fielded by, look like Liverman at about the 8-yard line. He slips past an Eagles tackler, makes another one miss, but going to be brought down there. Touchdown saving tackle by Anthony Harris. So Liverman made a couple Eagles miss there. He's been dangerous so far in the kickoff return. Made a couple guys miss. Almost split the lane a couple times.
Yeah, and that's one place that you can really get a team going. You saw it with the Eagles' first drive. They got the ball starting at the 16. You can let your kick returner do his thing out there, get your team obviously a special teams touchdown or just great field position. It can really help an offense out.
So we'll see what the Bulldogs elect to do here. Cisneros in the shotgun. He's flanked to his right. Handoff fake there. He drops back, flush back in the pocket, steps up. He'll roll out to his left. Brought down, though, by, looks like Ryan Bannister again. Looks like about a 3-yard gain. Good job there by Bannister, though, to stand his ground as he stood Cisneros up.
Yeah, I think that play kind of got blown up right from the start. That was meant to be a pass play. You saw a couple guys kind of right around where that play got ended at that could have made blocks, but I don't think they were really expecting that. They were already up the field and couldn't make those plays out there.
So the Bulldogs will come out with 2 tight ends to the right. Swing pass to the backup running back, Way Meyer. He's out across the 45 just before midfield, brought down by Alex Brown and Bertrand. Good enough, though. Looks like they'll move the chains. First down for the Bulldogs. So good play call there. It looked like a slip screen. Able to get out. They had 2 tight ends out as wide receivers for blockers. So they'll go no huddle here. As we talked about the quads formation. Look for a screen pass. It does. Comes back to Mason. Back behind the line. He'll split the defender. Tripped up, though, there by Mayhew and brought down by 2 Eagles defenders. Looked like about a gain of 5 yards. They run that play a lot.
Yeah, this Dean offense seems to like to get that ball out to the side, let their playmakers get it early, and let them kind of do their thing. You see that a lot kind of in the NFL sphere with the Dolphins. They like to get that to those fast guys out on the wings, let them get open running room and instead of trying to go up the middle through this heart of the Eagles defense.
Mason came in as the leading receiver, 21 grabs for 161 yards on the year. He's got several grabs so far through this one. Fake handoff, play down the middle. Intended for Mason again, broken up by Parker LaFrance. Great job there by LaFrance to read that one as Mason had gone untouched for the first 15 yards of his route. So that brings up 3rd down and 5 here for the Eagles. Another big situation if you're Coach Clark early in this one. Potential 4-down territory here past the midfield. But you really would like to get the Bulldogs off the field here.
Yeah, and for the Dean College, this is a great opportunity to kind of quiet this Husson fan base a little bit, kind of going crazy at the moment on this 3rd down, try to get something out there, get a first down.
Cisneros fakes the handoff, flushed out to his left, and that's going to get dropped by Mason. He was open, would have been enough for the first down. That's going to fall incomplete. Looks like they will bring the punt unit out. Fonseca out to punt here.
Yeah, Cisneros got kind of hurried on that one, was forced to make the pass a little bit early. I think he would have liked Mason to keep getting out on that flat, hit him in the chest, instead had to kind of throw it low. Mason unable to make that catch, running away from the ball.
That would have been a tough throw for Cisneros, rolling out to his left, has to throw across his body, just a little bit behind Mason there. Looked like it hit off the knee a little low, as this one's going to be punted. Miles, he'll catch this at the 15. He gets up and he'll get out of bounds. Eagles will start over. Looks like they'll take over about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good punt there. Allowed the Dean defense, or the Dean punt coverage, to get down the field and make that tackle early on.
Looked like that might have been designed. Looks like they had the coverage heading towards the sideline where the punt was. So trying to force the Eagles into containing just using the sideline. So Eagles will take over 1st down and 10 here now from their own 22-yard line. Visser will jog back out. Garnett will be the back. Dom Wilson out to the Eagles' left. Colin Casey in at tight end. Different look here. Garnett behind Visser. Snap comes to Visser. He'll turn around, hands off to Garnett. Garnett will be stood up. Looked like about a 3-yard gain there. So the first time tonight, the Bulldogs have really contained Elijah Garnett. Looked like Kai Reeves and Kevin Smith Jr. combined on the stop there. Good enough for 4 yards, though, for the Eagles. Brings up 2nd down and 6. So Miles will jog out. Dom Wilson will now head out to the far right. Miles will be in the slot. Garnett off to Visser's right. Ashton Navarrete to our near side. Snap comes to Visser. Looks, throws to Navarrete. Hauled in about the 31-yard line as he just goes down. Looks like he'll be down about 2 yards short, 3rd down and 2. Good little quick pass there from Visser, trying to get the offense moving, still on the passing attack. able to complete the touchdown to Casey, but other than that, haven't completed a pass up to that point.
Yeah, and that's a good play. It's one of those ones where if that guy gets left open, he can turn up field, get that first down. If not, you still get left with a 3rd and 2, which Garnett has proved he can make these sort of plays.
Snap comes to Visser, handoff to Garnett. Looks like he'll be stood up just about the first down marker. Looks like they do give him enough for the first down carry. Looked like Journey Price was able to bring down Garnett. He'll sub out here. First down for the Eagles. They'll now have 1st and 10 here from their own 33-yard line. Driving 3:33 left here in the first quarter. Lober to Visser's right. Wouldn't be surprised maybe to see the Eagles take a shot here early on first down. Snap comes to Visser. Visser looking deep. And that's going to get a hold. Nearly picked off there. Looking for Dom Wilson. Looked like Darren Uppia was in coverage. Actually, it looked like Desi Suazo was actually the corner on that play. Nearly looked like he was playing wide receivers. He nearly ran down Visser's pass. So forces 2nd down and 10 here.
Yeah, and that's almost a golden opportunity there for Dean to get a turnover in this situation. Give yourself good field position out there. Kind of flip this one on its head.
So Visser will roll out to his right, completes this one to Evan Williams, and he'll go down at the 40-yard line. So about a 7-yard gain there for the Eagles. Brings up a manageable now 3rd and 3. Good play. They like to roll Visser out to his right. Gives him an open look. Completes a lot of passes. Typically, they look for Casey in that situation.
Well, it's one of those ones. Visser, a veteran quarterback, is kind of seen enough football at this point that if nothing's there, he can just throw that one away, get over with the play, and then you get another set or another play to run out there.
So 3rd down and 3. Visser flanked to his left by Lober. He'll actually keep this one up the middle. Good enough, though, past the first down markers. Brought down by 2 Bulldogs on the play. Looked like Berto Maldonado was able to get Visser. As I don't know if Visser's able to break that one, he might still be running, but good enough, though, for an Eagles first down. 2 minutes now remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's a great 3rd down call. You haven't seen any runs from Visser in this one. They've been running a lot with Garnett passing out to the right. That defense just wasn't ready for a Visser run up the middle.
So snaps comes to Visser, fake handoff to Lober. He's looking to take a shot deep. Got Fitzpatrick down the left side, hauled in at the 10. Looks like they'll mark him out at the 8-yard line. So Visser took a shot there early on first down. Looked like about a 40-yard completion downfield to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that was a great one. The Eagles have been doing a lot of short stuff. Had that play almost get picked off earlier in the middle of the field. Chose this time to instead take it up the left sideline.
So Eagles now in the red zone. 1st and goal here from the Bulldogs' 8-yard line. Garnett will check back in. He'll flank Visser. Looks like he'll actually line up behind Visser. Wouldn't be surprised maybe for a handoff up the middle here to Garnett. Snap to Visser. Fakes the handoff to Garnett. Rolls out to his left. Flips this one to Casey, and Casey will go untouched. Eagles touchdown. They'll take a 26-7 lead here. 1:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, another great play call there from the Eagles. Think about everybody in the stadium right now thought that was going to be a run to Garnett. He's been dominant all game. Had that first play in that first drive of the game for the Eagles, but that one rolling out to the left, fake the run, throw it out to the tight end.
I know if you're Coach E.J. White right now, the play action really going to be working for you because you've got to defend Garnett. And that was a situation where Garnett, they thought, was going to get the ball. So Markovich on for the extra point attempt. Kick is up and good. 27-7 Eagles, 1:30 remaining.
When you have such a dominant run game, it really allows you to set up that play action that it's hard for defenses to bring in the personnel to cover both the run and the pass. And you can stick Garnett out there, and then you bring in the run defense, and then the Eagles can just throw it out to the sidelines like you saw on that drive.
And I think a lot of that was set up by the long pass to Fitzpatrick. Garnett's had a lot of success early in this one running, so they've had to move the safeties up, which gives you a chance to go deep.
Yeah, you can't let Garnett kind of get into that second tier of the defense you saw on that big, long run. If he gets running room out there and space to make cuts, he's dangerous. So you kind of have to bring in that defense and not allow him to get past the first set of linebackers.
So big plays, the key in this one so far. Visser now 4 of 7 for 69 yards. Looks like he'll be now 5 of 8 for just under 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. So efficient if you're Nick Visser. Markovich's kickoff, fielded by Donaldson at the 8. He'll return this one. Slips past an Eagles defender, but stacked up quick as he turned around trying to break one there. As looks like he'll be shaken up on the play there. The freshman Dylan Jackson in on the stop, as he's been a special teams producer for the Eagles. Had 3 or 4 tackles last week on special teams. So hopefully Donaldson's all right. We're going to take a brief break. We'll step away, and when we come back, we'll have 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. So Fontavian Donaldson, he's up walking. Hopefully he's okay. So the Bulldogs will take over now, 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, Donaldson definitely a playmaker for this Dean team. We've seen him take back several kicks already, and then also done a lot on the offensive side of the ball, the starting running back on this 2-deep. That he's someone who this team doesn't want to have off the field all that often.
So the freshman Aaron Waymeyer will step in now. He's behind Cisneros in the shotgun. Smith in motion, handoff to Waymeyer. He gets out to his left. Brought down, though, by 3 Eagles defenders. Good pursuit there by the Eagles. Looked like DJ Wilson from the nose tackle position was able to get up and get out there and make a play. 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 5. So if you're Coach Hobbs, you really want to see your big defensive tackle getting out there in pursuit and making plays like that.
That's one of those ones they need to be able to shed those blocks and kind of get back out towards where the run is happening. And that's a big guy to kind of get pushed over and then commands other blockers to come try to block him and leaves more of your teammates open out there.
So quick snap there. Gain of 1 yard. Eagles were able to rally there in the middle. They force another 3rd down. 3rd down and 4 here. So Waymeyer flanks Cisneros in the shotgun. 30 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter. Snap comes to Cisneros. Steps up in the pocket. Nearly brought down on the play. Slips past an Eagles defender. And that's going to be really close as he's brought down just at the line to gain. Looked like Jamal Durant and Adam Bertram were able to get to him. Looks like, though, that he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, that was a great run there from Cisneros. Had to kind of break a couple tackles, including one way behind the line of scrimmage, and then made that final nice cut to get out to the outside and get just enough for that 1st down.
Freshman at quarterback, freshman at running back. Good composure there by the freshman, though, not to panic. Realized that he could do it with his legs. Able to get the 1st down, as that's going to bring us to the conclusion of the 1st quarter. Husson leads Dean 27-7. We'll take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have 2nd quarter action here from the Winking Complex. So we're back here. First down and 10 here for the Bulldogs from their 33-yard line. Cisneros in the shotgun, flanked to his right by Waymeyer. Fakes the handoff, drops back, steps up in the pocket, nearly picked off there by Parker LaFrance. He was looking for Dyrese Smith down the middle. LaFrance nearly stepped in front of that one.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that I think if he had gone two hands cleanly on that, he might still be running out there. He had a full head of steam in front of him. It's hard for an offense to kind of track back and suddenly become defenders out there.
So second down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Cisneros still in the shotgun. Mason goes in motion. He rolls out to his right. Good play there by Eagles. That one's going to be broken up. Nearly pulled in by Smith, but looks like Garrett Mayhew had the hit to dislodge the ball. As their officials are going to collaborate, they're going to call that one incomplete. Good call there on the field. Brandon Young came untouched there off the end. Made Cisneros kind of hesitate for a second. That may have led to the incompletion.
Yeah, and this is definitely a young offense. I think you mentioned it right before the break there. We also mentioned it in pregame. You got a freshman at quarterback. You got multiple freshmen and sophomores on that offensive line. A lot of that receiving core is freshmen and sophomores as well. The running backs are freshmen and sophomores. This is a very young team out there, and it can be hard sometimes going up a veteran defense to make plays out there.
Snap comes to Cisneros. He steps up looking deep. Has a receiver open. Hauled in by Jalen Smith. At the 15-yard, well, looks like the 22-yard line. So Cisneros showing great presence in the pocket there, able to step up. Pressure coming. A dime right to the junior 5'5", 150-pound receiver out of San Francisco, California, Jalen Smith. Handoff comes to Waymeyer. Out to his left, flags on the play. Brought down by Buzzle. Looked like about a gain of 2 yards there. Looks like that one's going to be a hold. That will come back. Maybe even an illegal block downfield. I think that's what a lot of the fans were asking for on that last pass. But that one will probably be a hold there on the left tackle. Hear what the official has to say on this one. Looks like they put it back to the original line of scrimmage. Holding on the right guard there, Adam Rotberg. Or correction, left guard there, Adam Rockberg. So left side of the line, that will bring him. Looks like it'll be about first down and 18 here. So if you're the Eagles, you needed that momentum back after giving up the long possession. So Cisneros in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, looking, swings out to Waymeyer. As he'll drop that one. Like a situation, trying to catch it, trying to run before he caught it. Good break, though, there for the Eagles. Brings up second down and 18 now.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous little ball for Dean fans out there as well. That one kind of got popped up in the backfield. That's one where there's no one really out there. If that gets picked off, there's no one but running room in front of a Eagles defender.
So second down and long here. If you're the Bulldogs here, you'd like to get about an 8 to 10 yard completion, give you a chance here on third down. Maybe looking for Smith here out in the slot. As well as you've got Mason. He cuts out to the flag. Cisneros rolls out to his left, looking, tosses this one up and out of bounds, just threw that one away as 3 Eagles were in pursuit there. Mand, Buzzle, and Boyd all had a potential sack there. So big third down here again for the Eagles. I have to guess maybe this is 3 down territory for the Bulldogs.
This is a chance that if you can get one here, you don't have to get that full 18 yards right here. If you can get something like you had wanted to get on second down, an 8 to 10 yard completion, you have the chance of either maybe you kick a field goal or then also have the chance to then go for it on fourth down. And even if you don't get it, you still don't really give the Husson offense good field position.
Snap comes to Cisneros. Nearly picked off in the middle of the field by Nicely at the 15-yard line as he was looking for Rice there in that situation. So A little too close to punt here. Griffin Sullivan 0 for 1 on field goals. This would be about a 50-yard attempt here. So it looks like they will elect to keep the offense out.
I think this is one of those ones where you're trying to get the first down, and then you're also just trying to work it up the field a little bit. There's no reason to punt at this kind of field position. You might punt, get 10, 20 yards out of it, but you're not really going to give yourself a great chance out there on the field.
Sapp comes to Cisneros, rolls out to his left, steps up, has Mason complete at the 18, and he'll get stacked up there by the Eagles. Alex Brown and Parker LaFrance combined for the stop at the 20-yard line. So Dean will turn it over on downs there. Eagles will take over now from their own 20-yard line.
That was a great job by the Eagles defense. They've done a good job of getting in the backfield and kind of flushing Cisneros out of the pocket, not allowing him to have time to look downfield.
Something they struggled with last week, getting off the field in third and fourth long situations. So I know if you're Coach Clark, that's what you want to see this week, some improvements. Get the ball back over to your offense. So the Eagles offense will come out now, 1st and 10. Visser in the shotgun. Garnett behind him. Snap comes to Visser. He'll step back, steps up, complete there to look like Sessoms as he'll get brought down on the play. It was Sessoms. He'll get brought down by Dre Kidd. Gain of about 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down here and 7. Good little pass there from Visser. Keep the completions going, keep the clock running. Don't have to pick up a first down on every throw.
It's also one of those ones that you have such a good run game, you can afford to take that 3-yard completion on 1st down, and then here on 2nd down, give it right back to Garnett and let him do his thing and try to pick up a 1st down.
Visser in the shotgun, flank to his left by Garnett. Handoff to Garnett, slips past one defender. He's in the clear. Pass midfield, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Eagles. Elijah Garnett, 3 touchdowns now on the night as he's gone over 200 yards for the game here in the first half.
Yeah, this guy's on another level right now, Joseph. He's just kind of finding running room out there, and he has the speed to just run away from people.
Got to give a shout out there to fielder Shirtlift, Dugan, Hutchinson, and Hicks as they're opening up huge holes for Garnett to run through. 73-yard touchdown as the snap gets bobbled there. As they're going to say Clark was down, so extra point there failed for the Eagles. Although they extend their lead here to 33-7, 12:42 remaining here in the half.
Yeah, and that was just kind of a great play again from this Eagles offense, I think. Like you said, this offensive line doing well right now of just opening up running room. Garnett with the speed that if he gets his legs turning and if he can kind of get up to that top speed, there's no one on the field right now who can stop him and keep him out of the end zone.
Looks like a different level right now, healthy back, one step, and he's upfield. And I know if you're a coach, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see your running back dancing in the backfield trying to find holes. Elijah Garnett right now really seeing the hole well as a running back, and we're seeing it.
Yeah, if you can give the guy the ball who's fast and give him a hole to run through, then they don't really have to think all that much. They just have to run it downfield. Tell them just go, look for green running room, and just run.
So 215 now yards on the evening as we're seeing signs of former Eagles star John Smith. I know that's a name Eagle fans remember back from the mid-2000s. Running back, all-time leading rusher as Markovich kicks this one off. Going to be fielded by Mason at the 11. Returns, he tries to cut the corner, gets to the outside, cuts back in, and he'll get dragged down there by Hendricks. Danced around a little bit, allowed the Eagles, though, to get down into coverage. So the Bulldogs will take over here 1st and 10 from, looks like their own 26-yard line.
And Mason's a tough guy to drag down. That's a couple plays now. We saw it on that 4th down play where he kind of had players all around him, all on top of him, and he kind of just managed to drag his way through guys out there.
So Garnett, 7 carries, 215 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the night. He's had runs of 77 and 73 yards. So Cisneros in the shotgun, flanked to his right by Waymeyer. Sack comes, handoff to Waymeyer. And he'll get stacked up there by Tucker Buzzle right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he'll actually lose about 6 inches there on the play. Brings up 2nd down and about 11 now. So good job there by the Eagles.
And for Dean now, they're in a tough spot. They're down big already early in this one. Still 12 minutes left in the second quarter. You can't just kind of let the floodgates open and just pass on every play. But at the same time, the run game just isn't really working.
Cisneros rolls out to his right, completes this one to Smith at the 40. Brought down on the play by Alex Smith. Good enough, though, for a Bulldogs first down. So as you talked about, don't want to throw it on every play, but really have to have some get up here with under 12 minutes remaining here in the half. You really want to get a touchdown on this drive if you're the Bulldogs.
This is one for Dean that they would love to kind of get something going fast, have one of those kind of Elijah Garnett plays where you get a 60-yard touchdown.
Handoff comes to James Day. Freshman running back out of Hamilton, Mass. His first carry of the night and rips off a 7-yard run there. Brings up 2nd down and manageable now for the Bulldogs. So that's what you're looking for on first down there, as you talked about. Want to keep the balance here between the run and the pass, as they're going to go quads here to our left. Cisneros in the shotgun. He steps back, swing pass, nothing open. He'll pull this one down, runs up the middle. Brought down by Nicely, though, but he'll get past the first down marker. Good, smart play there by Cisneros. Reading nobody open on that play, pulling it down, able to get about 6 yards there for the first down.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where he was looking right. You often see them on that kind of do that screen play, but they've set that up that leaves that right sideline as a position that you're not expecting the ball to go to, which is what offenses love to have. You love to have spots on the field where teams aren't expecting it to go to, because that's where you then strike and make them hurt out there.
So Cisneros in the shotgun, Mason in the slot. Look for him in this potential situation. Cisneros steps up. He's looking deep, has the defender open. Looking for Jalen Smith, but Parker LaFrance was there again. Nearly 3 interceptions here in the first half for Parker LaFrance. I know as a senior, 5th-year senior, you'd like to have one of those, but you got to take the win when you can get it. Huge breakup there.
Yeah, the Eagles have struggled all season with those interception plays, and 3, like you said, in this game already. But that's one of those ones where it's just kind of a matter of time until it kind of falls right into your arms out there.
So Cisneros in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, steps up, looking down the sideline, nearly picked off there by Alex Brown, looking for Mason. Good instinctive play there by the senior cornerback as he nearly came back and stepped into an interception.
Yeah, and there's a reason these guys play cornerback as well. These guys are some really great athletes, but it doesn't necessarily mean they have the best hands out there. That's kind of that distinction between the wide receivers and the corners. It's really almost the same position, just one's running backwards and the other one's running forwards.
Looked like originally that Cisneros had Mason wide open. It looks like it was going to be a toe drag on the sideline, but Alex Brown, instinctive play there. Brings up 3rd down and long here for the Bulldogs. Mason comes in motion, fakes the handoff, screen pass to Day. He slips past an Eagles defender and looks like he'll get out past the 35-yard line to the 36 for a Bulldogs first down. So,
great job there from Dean. They let the rushers come into the backfield, got everybody back there, and then just threw the kind of late screen pass, almost a draw play on that one to get it just up the field a little bit and let that guy do his thing.
New look there from the Bulldogs. We've seen slip screens to the wide receivers and to the tight ends, but not to a running back yet. So Cisneros in the shotgun. Rolls out to his right. Pulls this one down, and he'll throw this one away at the last second. Rather than take the 1 yard, maybe no gain, live to play another down there, forces 2nd down and long now.
That looked like one of those ones that if he held on to that for just a second more, he was about to get blown up right in front of that bench. That's one of those ones where the quarterback is making kind of a business decision to just get that one away from him.
Good play there by the freshman. He's shown a lot of instincts in this one, a lot of composure. Of course, James Day, freshman, he's come in at running back. had the first down run or 8-yard run on first down, and then had the first down on the running back screen, excuse me. So he's shown some burst now. 2 freshman running backs in the game so far for the Bulldogs. So Cisneros trips left, handoff to Day. Looks to cut up field, nothing there as the Eagles were able to stack him up, maybe about a gain of 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, that's really where that veteran defensive line comes into play. There's not a whole lot of gaps out there. You got some big guys inside who just kind of plug that whole middle of the defense.
Yeah, it looked like DJ Wilson had him originally stood up, and Tucker Buzzell was able to come in for the final stop. So it brings up 3rd down and 9 now for the Eagles. Cisneros in the shotgun from his 33-yard line, fakes the handoff to Day, steps out, rolls out to his left, has a receiver open as he completes this one just inside the 25-yard line. As it looks like he found Mitchell. Good enough, though, for a Bulldogs first down. So if you're Dean, this is really what you wanted after giving up the long touchdown run to Garnett. Come out, have a consistent drive, try to put points up on the board.
Yeah, and it also kind of gets that Husson offense kind of off its rhythm. They were used to getting the ball right back. It had been kind of a bang-bang start to the game, but now a very long, sustained drive here from Dean. That offense has been sitting over on the sideline for 5 to 10 minutes now, just kind of cooling off out there.
So Cisneros looks over to his right as that one's going to be incomplete. Looks like he was looking for Haynes, broken up on the play there by, looked like CJ Nicely. Good job there by Nicely as Haynes had that in his hands as he was able to pull that away. Brings up 2nd down and long now.
Yeah, and Cisneros so far from this perspective has looked a lot better on the left side of the field rather than the right side of the field. Unlike Visser, he likes to roll to his left, kind of throw across his body instead of those passes away from him on his right. And the Eagles defense has kind of adjusted to that a little bit. But on that one, they chose to go back to the opposite side and try to catch him off guard.
Dangerous throw there by Cisneros, though, as the Eagles had a cornerback in position. Swing pass out to Day. He tries to get upfield, though. Tripped up at the 20. Like Bertrand on the stop. Brings up 3rd down and about 8 now. Yeah, as we were talking about that previous play, that's one of those passes that if you do throw it long, it looked like Antoine Turner was waiting right there and he had daylight in front of him.
I think that's one of those ones where they're telling him, just look, if he's there, throw it. If he's not there, don't throw it. And Cisneros chose to take that pass, but might not have been the best read on that opportunity.
4 wide receivers on the field here for the Bulldogs. Cisneros in the shotgun. Mason in motion. Rolls out to his left. And he'll get dragged down. Tyreek Mann. Looks like they're going to get the Eagles there, though, for a face mask. Good play by Tyreek Mann, but looked like he brought down Cisneros by the face mask, because that's going to give the Bulldogs an automatic first down.
Yeah, a mistake there from the Eagles defense. But you saw they're starting to see that Cisneros really loves to run to the left side, and he tried to go bail out left, and all of a sudden there was 2 tacklers right on top of him.
Eagles' pursuit has been good contained, not allowing him to get out and run for daylight. Trying to contain him in the pocket. He stepped up a couple times, been able to slip out, but as it was a face mask there on Tyreek Mann, that will give the Bulldogs a first down. Regardless of the face mask there, you're starting to see what you want from the Eagles defense, that the containment's there. They're starting to get to the quarterback, starting to put some pressure on Cisneros. And eventually, that's going to be where either a freshman prevails or starts to make some late mistakes.
Yeah, we'll see how Cisneros can adjust to this veteran defense that's starting to read him, kind of feel out what he likes to do out there.
So 1st down and 10 here, goal. Snap, pass, looking for Smith, corner of the end zone, and he'll pull that one in for a Bulldogs touchdown. Excellent pass there by Cisneros. I got to applaud the freshman there as he was able to find the freshman, Dyrese Smith, in the corner of the end zone, throw it only where his receiver could get it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass, and it was one of the first times that he's really had time in the pocket. Obviously, he didn't have a whole lot of time, but he had more than just a couple seconds was able to plant his feet, make the pass that he wanted to make out there.
So a second touchdown of the year for Smith. 5'6" wideout from Boston, Massachusetts. So the left footer Griffin Sullivan on for the extra point here. Snap, kick is up. Good, as the Bulldogs will pull in within 33-14 of the Eagles here. 7:17 left in the first half.
Yeah, and that was a great drive there from the Dean offense. They were able to move it up the field, run a lot of clock down. Obviously, they don't want to run a whole lot of clock out, but at the same time, you still have another half, or a half and a half of this half left to play in this one. So you're able to have that long, sustained drive and get the offense kind of moving down the field.
So Cicerno's 15 of 26 now through this one. 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Berthollet, Fitzpatrick back deep for the Eagles. Sullivan to kick off for the Bulldogs. Just after 7 p.m. here in Bangor, Maine. Excellent night for football. Friday Night Lights style here at Husson University. See if they elect a short kick this one again. Like the Eagles have kind of game planned for that. They've got 2 wide receivers up short here. Sky kick towards the sideline, fielded by Evan Williams at the 20. He looks for the sideline. He'll get pushed out by Des Diaz. The Eagles will take over now, 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. So excellent field position here for offensive coordinator E.J. White. See what he opts to do here in this situation.
Yeah, that was a great kick return on that sky kick. You're trying to get it up there and then make the tackle right where he catches it. Let your kick return coverage team get down there and make the play early. But the Eagles were able to bring it up the field enough that even if that one had trickled out, it'd be the same field position out there.
So Lober in it left at running back. He's to Visser's right here. Trips left for the Eagles. Looks like they want to reset the playing clock here to 25 seconds. So Garnett getting a break here. I would guess after that 74-yard run, he might be a little winded.
Yeah, and he definitely has earned that break out there on the field, has done great on the offense for the Eagles.
So Visser rolls out to his right, looks upfield. Looks like he finds Dom Wilson there. Wilson was around the 40-yard line, had to come back for that one, hauls in around the 35. Looks like they'll actually mark him down, correction, at the 46. Looks like there's going to be a flag on the play. Looks like they're going to get a hold on the Eagles. Typically, anytime quarterback's able to turn around on that and roll out to the pocket, some sort of a hold has probably occurred.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those ones that the offensive line is kind of already engaged in those blocks, and then you can't really just let all the defenders run away from you and go take down your quarterback. It's one of those ones where it's hard to not grab a piece of that jersey.
So 1st down and 15 now for the Eagles. They've got the ball from their own 28-yard line. Garnett back in the backfield. He'll line up behind Visser. Look for him probably to get the ball here 1st and 15, try to get some yards back on 1st down. Visser snap to Garnett, out to his left, steps up, heads up the middle, and he'll get tripped up there on the play. Brought down by Noah Pearson and Brandon Lane. Just back past the original line of scrimmage now. We'll bring it to 2nd and 9. So good 1st down run there from Garnett, 6 yards. Gets it back to manageable.
Yeah, and that sets up a lot of things. Now you have the opportunity. You can still run this ball and probably have pretty short down to go to get that 1st down, and then you can also air this one out here.
So Lober comes back in the backfield. He's to Visser's right. Snap comes to Visser. Visser looks over to his right, finds Miles at the 40. He'll get brought down on the play by Isaac Dorleen. Good enough, though, there for about 6 yards. Brings up 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and correction, 2 for the Eagles. So very manageable 3rd down now for Coach E.J. White. This could be a spot you could see a pass to Cullen Casey, something out in the flat like they did Serto down by the scoreboard here early or late in the 1st quarter for the 2nd touchdown to Casey.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where you can run it, and then you can also get just a quick pass, get those 3 yards, and keep moving up the field.
So fake handoff to Lober. Visser rolls out, finds Casey in the flat, slips past one defender, and he'll get forced out there by Ryan Tiggs. Good play there by Tiggs as Casey had daylight ahead of him. But as we talked about, that slip screen almost to Cullen Casey, that's kind of been their go-to as Casey picks up the first down for the Eagles. Clock running just over 5 minutes here in the first half. Ball now at midfield.
And you got a feel for this Dean defense. It's so hard to know really what's coming with how dominant the Eagles have been in the run game. You have to commit to that, but then now the Eagles are burning you with that play action.
So 2 side end set here for the Eagles. Garnett up the middle. Looks like he'll rip off about 5 yards before he's brought down. Looks like Brandon Lane in on the stop there for the Bulldogs. Brings up 2nd down and 5 now for the Eagles. This opens up the playbook a lot here for the offensive coordinator, E.J. White. 2nd and manageable. This is one of those situations. Maybe you take a shot down the middle of the field here, or you maybe just hand it off to Garnett.
Well, you're in that position that you're far enough up the field that it's almost 4-down territory that if you get something just a little bit up there.
As the handoff comes to Garnett, he'll get tripped up just before the 1st down marker. Looked like Des Diaz on the stop there. He was able to bring Garnett down just short of the 1st down line to gain. Brings up 3rd down and 1 now for the Eagles.
And this is a situation you could see the Eagles try to take a shot downfield. If you don't get it, it's still a 4th down and 1, very manageable for Garnett out there.
Visser in the shotgun, flank to his right by Garnett. He'll hand it off to Garnett. Garnett up the middle, and he'll get the 1st down yardage before he's brought down. Brought down again by Des Diaz. So Garnett will check out. Lober will return to the backfield. Looks like the Eagles are going to have a few subs here. Fitzpatrick and Walker Lenz check into the game. 1st down and 10 now from the from the Bulldogs 37-yard line.
And the Eagles right now content to just kind of keep this on the ground, just keep kind of grinding this defense down, moving the ball down the field, running that clock down.
So Visser, he'll slip out of the pocket to his right, dumps this one off to Lober. Lober will get tripped up on the play by Kai Reeves. Good enough, though, for another Eagles 1st down. Down to the 26-yard line here, just over 3 minutes remaining in the half. So excellent clock management here from the Eagles. Managed to run the ball several times, keep the clock running. Even on that one, complete the pass, stay in bounds.
They want to try to get this clock down to just right near the half, get a touchdown, get some points on the board here, but not give Dean the chance to have one final drive before the half.
Snap comes to Visser. Finds Walker Lenz out in the flat. He'll get tripped up on the play by Brandon Lane. Good open field tackle there by Lane. His Walker Lenz had some daylight ahead of him. Gain of about 7 yards brings up 2nd down and 3 here for the Eagles from the 20-yard line. So the Eagles now in the red zone. Correction, actually at the 13, or actually at the 19. So 2nd and manageable here. This might be a situation you maybe see a zone read up the middle here to Lober, or maybe even you got trips right here, maybe a screen out to Walker Lenz on the other side.
Yeah, Lenz definitely kind of a gadget player, has that ability to make these quick inside plays.
So Visser actually keeps it. He'll get brought down short of the line to gain. Brought down by Austin Roy. Good play there by Roy. Visser elected to keep that one. He originally took off. It looked like he might have had a chance to bust that one, but Roy, coming from his defensive end position, was able to grab Visser by the shoestrings and bring him down. Brings up 3rd down and 3 now here for the Eagles. 1:40 remaining on the clock.
This is one of those situations. Garnett's been great in this exact type of play. This is a spot where you can hand it right off to him and just try to get this 1st down here and keep the drive moving.
Casey goes in motion. Visser rolls out to his right. He'll step up. Good enough, though, for the 1st down yardage. Brought down on the play by Noah Pearson. Good play there by Visser. Didn't have Casey open the original look. Saw daylight enough to get upfield and get the 1st down yardage.
Yeah, a couple nice reads on this drive from Visser to just get kind of open yardage out there on the field.
So first down chains will move. Eagles will have the ball. First down from the Bulldogs 16. So Garnett flanks Visser to the left. Miles in the slot. Dom Wilson out to the far left. Navarrete, the handoff goes to Garnett, and he'll get dragged down just at the line of scrimmage. Good play there by the Bulldogs. Looked like Christian Donaldson and Des Diaz combined for the stop there, only a gain of yards. So first time really all game that the Bulldogs have been able to bottle up Garnett.
Yeah, that was kind of a delayed handoff. I think the Eagles were looking to pass that one, but it was a read play that Visser looked upfield. If his guy's not open, you just hand that off to Garnett. Maybe he gets a few yards out there.
So snap comes to Visser. He looks upfield, complete to Navarrete, and he'll cross the goal line. Touchdown, Eagles. Good throw there from Visser. Finds Nashton Navarrete. Gives the Eagles a 39-14 advantage here. 30 seconds remaining on the clock. So as we talked about, good clock management. Didn't give the Bulldogs a whole lot of time there. Able to run the ball, keep the clock moving, and come away with 6 points.
Yeah, after the kickoff coming up here soon, I mean, Dean's probably going to have, depending on where it winds up after that kickoff, somewhere in that 20 to 25 seconds left on that clock, that you're probably going to have a whole lot of yards to get up the field.
So Markovich on for the extra point try. Holds down, kick is up and good. Eagles will extend their lead to 40-14. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. 3 timeouts, though, we will mention, for the Bulldogs. So the way they've been throwing the ball deep, good look for them to here take a couple shots. Try to come away with some points before the half.
Yeah, and with those 3 timeouts, anywhere on the field is open. You don't have to keep it just to the sidelines to try to stop that clock. You can throw something right in the middle, run up, take that timeout, and get that yardage.
Could be a situation, too, where depending on field position, come out, take a couple short shots, try to get it within Hail Mary range before the first half and take a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, I think the quarterback definitely has the arm for that in this one. We've seen him take a couple good long passes all the way up the field.
So Liverman and Mason back deep for the the Bulldogs. Markovich to kick off here for the Eagles. Oh, if you're Coach Clark, this has been the offensive production you wanted to see from your group early in this one. Trying to stand tall here just before the half. Kickoff, short kickoff, lands at the 20, going to be pulled in by Mason, and he's going to get stood up by about 6 Eagle defenders. Looks like Elijah Simmons, one of the first ones to get down there. So kick worked out in the advantage of the Eagles there. Mason not able to get a return out of that one as they'll mark forward possession at the 16-yard line. So good job there. If you're Coach Clark, your special teams not giving the Bulldogs great field position here. 25 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, great kick there from Markovich. Stopped right around where it landed right now, that it just stopped dead, spun on the ground, and at that point, all you can do is pick that one up, and then the Eagles defense already all the way down there.
So Cisneros in the shotgun. Handoff comes to Day. He'll get tackled at the line of scrimmage by Buzzle. Looks like they'll mark that one for no gain. And it looks like they may be content to let the clock run out here and head into the half. Clock down now under 10 seconds, 3 timeouts, no timeout called. So looks like the Dean football team has actually started heading for the gate here as they will let the clock run out. First half runs out on this one. We head into the half. Husson leading Dean 40-13.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that you could try to take a couple deep shots, but then that can also lead to even more damage. You make a pass, you try to force something, lead to a turnover, maybe a turnover for a touchdown, and or someone can get hurt in a meaningless kind of 50-yard throw that gets you halfway up the field.
So Avery, explosive first half here for the Eagles. Elijah Garnett with over 220 yards on the ground in the first half. Nick Visser, very efficient so far through the air for the Eagles. We'll pull up some halftime stats here. We'll go over a few things before we take a break. So far here through the first half, Visser 11 of 14 for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's made the most of his passes, as 3 of his 11 passes have gone to pay dirt. Fitzpatrick, the leading Eagles receiver, 1 grab for 45 yards. Casey, 3 catches for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, Garnett, 12 attempts, 235 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Garnett's really done a lot for this offense. Visser hasn't been forced to really have to air it out all that far down the field, has been very consistent with his passes down the field. And like you said, great completion percentage out there for them.
Defensive side of the ball for the Eagles. Tucker Buzzle leading the way with 7 tackles. LaFrance, Brown, Bannister, and Wilson have all combined for 4 tackles apiece. And then shifting over to Dean on offense. Cisneros has been the bright spot so far for the Bulldogs. 14 of 25 for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, on the receiving, Dyree Smith, 4 catches for 71 yards and 2 scores.
Yeah, Cisneros not having a whole lot of time out there on the field. You see a lot of Eagles defenders in the backfield before he really has time to make his reads downfield. I think that's led to about a 56% completion percentage out there. But when he has made those passes, they've been right on the money for this offense.
So Cisneros, also the leading rusher on the ground, 4 carries for 22 yards. And then looking at the defensive side of the ball, the freshman Kevin Smith Jr. leading the way, 5 tackles. He was ECFC Rookie of the Week back in week 1. So a guy that flies around the field for the Bulldogs, as it looks like the youth cheerleaders have come out here to perform at halftime. Avery, any final thoughts before we step away and get ready here for the second half kickoff?
I think the Eagles offense definitely took that momentum from late in that Anna Maria game, and they're going to be able to take that into the locker room and bring it back out onto the field for the second half. And for Dean, they've had bright spots, but they also can't allow this Eagles offense to have those big plays like we saw in the first half.
So we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have second half action here from the Winking Complex. Hey, welcome back as we prepare here for the second half kickoff. The Eagles will kick off here to open the second half. As we were talking about just before the halftime break, Elijah Garnett, 235 yards on 12 carries, 3 touchdowns. Comes into the second half needing 67 yards. Potentially put his name in the record book, as he's definitely climbed up the leaderboard tonight in terms of the country in yards per game and total yards.
He's had a great game so far, and I think if the Eagles offense keeps rolling how it is, his kind of minutes might be numbered in this one. If the Eagles get up by a lot, you don't want to keep your key players out there. There's no reason to keep Garnett out there in a 40-point kind of blowout, and could potentially lead to him missing time out there.
So across the 110 mark on the year, just up under now, probably 275 yards for the season. So closing in on the century mark. He went over that earlier this season for a career. Now looking to do that for a season. 12 touchdowns now on the year. Don't have the national rankings here in front of me, but I have to guess that's probably towards the top of the rankings in the country.
Yeah, I know peeking at it, kind of looking when I was prepping for this one, he was kind of all over all those running back rankings out there. That he's writing his name right now in the D3 football record books out there.
I know we were talking about it at halftime, but we'd have to go back and check the historical archives, but that may be a record for the most yards in a first half. 301 yards is the current record for yards in a game, held by John Smith. Dates way back, I believe, 2015-16 against Endicott. As we talked about back in the first half, legendary running back for the Eagles. Garnett, though, looking very good for the Eagles so far now through 5 games of the season, now with 5 straight 100-yard gains to open the year.
Yeah, and he's just, a lot of it is he's so fast out there on both those big, long touchdowns runs. I think you said it a lot. Just put one foot down, all of a sudden there was a little bit of a lane for him, and he was just gone, and both safeties couldn't keep up with him out there. And we'll see if it continues in the second half.
Markovich to kick off for the Eagles. Liverman and Mason back deep for the Bulldogs. Excuse me. I keep saying Bobcats on accident. As this one's going to be pulled in by Liverman at the 11. He looks to take this back up the middle. Breaks past one Eagles defender, but he'll get dragged down there by Ricky Hendricks. It looked like nearly a horse collar tackled there. Maybe the Eagles got away with one, as looks like Liverman's actually shaken up on the play. So hopefully he's okay, as he got slung down hard to the turf.
Yeah, it looked like Hendricks kind of got the back of his jersey and managed to drag him down while running away from him. And I think it's probably somewhat of the wind got knocked out of him on that one, got slammed into the ground pretty hard out there.
Never want to see anybody get hurt in any sport, especially a contact sport like football. So hopefully he's okay. We'll step away for a minute. When we come back, the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Good to see Liverman up, jogging off to the sideline here. Looks like he was shaking up on the play. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him, like you mentioned. So hopefully he's okay. He's been explosive so far on the kickoff return for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and for them also, we saw them lose one of their top kick returners early in this one. You don't want to keep losing those guys out there. That's a spot that you can really start a lot of offense from.
So Cisneros returns back out for the second half. He'll be in the shotgun flank to his right by Waymeyer, excuse me. Pass goes to Mason, looks to turn upfield, and he'll get tripped up there by Garrett Mayhew and Adam Bertrand. Gain of about 7 yards brings up 2nd down and 3 here for the Bulldogs. Good first down pass play there by the freshman.
And they're looking to try to keep this one moving fast, try to get back in this game.
A little no-huddle look there as he looks to go deep. Nearly called in there by Mitchell, as he would have still been running there, as he was able to get past Alex Brown. Good pass there by the freshman Cisneros, as he found Mitchell in stride, just went through his hands.
Yeah, and that one there was set up by the fact that the Eagles defense wasn't really set up. Dean hasn't moved in a lot of kind of no-huddle situations on that one. They got right up to the line, threw the pass, had a guy wide open.
So 3rd down and 3 here. Cisneros rolls out to his left. He'll pull this one down, gets past the 1st down marker, dives ahead. Gives himself up to get the 1st down there on the 3rd down run. So they'll have it now 1st down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. They've taken a few shots here in this one. Down 40-14. Look for them to maybe take a shot here on 1st down. Maybe even try to throw a short dump off here, get it to 2nd and manageable, and then look downfield. So Cisneros hands off up the middle, and looks like Waymeyer will get stood up there instantly by the Eagles. No running room there. It looked like Buzzle was there for the Eagles. So 1-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 9. So not the look you really wanted to get there on a 1st down run for the Bulldogs. I have to guess they're probably going to be in a passing situation here.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to keep that running game kind of alive. You don't want to throw on every play or the other team can see it coming.
Pass complete here to Mason. He'll be brought down by Bertrand. Down a 5-yard gain makes it a 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 4. Looks like 3rd down and 4 here for the Bulldogs. Good play there by Bertrand. Mason hauled that one in, but he was able to close that one quick and not let Mason turn around and get upfield. Situation here, maybe he looks for Smith in the slot to our far left. He's flanked to his left by Waymeyer in the shotgun here. Snap comes, fakes the handoff. Looking to his left, he'll roll out of the pocket. Strip, fumble, sack there by Mann. Picked up by the Eagles at the 25-yard line. Looked like Brandon Young on the fumble recovery. Good job, though, there by Tyreek Mann. Came untouched off the end. That's a tough play for a quarterback. Don't see him coming. He was able to wrap his arms there around Cisneros and force the fumble.
Yeah, and Mann right there making up for that big face mask penalty in the 1st half that led to points for Dean. That one stepping up big, stripping the quarterback of the ball and putting the Eagles in prime scoring position here.
So the Eagles starting offense will jog back out. Visser under center. Garnett to his left. Dom Wilson here to our near. At the wideout, you got Miles in the slot. Casey goes in motion. Snap comes here to Visser. Visser steps back in the pocket. Looks to his right, down the middle. He's got Miles open at the 15. And he'll get dragged down there by Denzi Suazo and Ryan Tiggs.
And we didn't really talk about it heading into this one, but Miles has really stepped up big for this Eagles offense this season. Last year, he only had 1 catch for 1 yard, but on this year, already getting it done. Coming into this one, 13 for 337, has that deep threat capability.
So 2nd down and inches now here for the Eagles. Pitch toss to Garnett, out to his left. He'll split the defender and into the end zone for his 4th rushing touchdown of the evening. Little different look there from the Eagles. Haven't seen that at all this year. A little shuffle pass pitch out in the flat. Garnett was able to split 2 defenders. Good blocking out there on the edge by the Eagles, and he goes untouched into the end zone.
I feel like we've said that quite a bit today. The Eagles blockers doing their job out there and letting Garnett have those wide open running lanes.
So Markovich on for the extra point attempt. Husson now leads 46-14. 11:54 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Kick is up and through the uprights. Husson extends this lead to 47-14. So stats haven't refreshed yet. I have to guess that will probably put Garnett at 250 yards for the day. 4 touchdowns, matches last week's career high 4 touchdowns on the ground against Anna Maria. So a great 2-week stretch here for Elijah Garnett. Back-to-back 150-yard rushing games. Of course, a career high 250 yards tonight.
Yeah, and right now, I think he's still got a chance to get back out there for another drive. Still has that chance, like we mentioned, to try to get up around those record numbers.
250 yards on the dot, 13 carries, 19.2 yards averaged. So Markovich to kick off here for the Eagles. Mason. It looks like we'll have a new kick returner out there. Melo Zayela, the freshman. Kickoff comes. Zayela will field this just inside the 20. Looks to get outside, but he'll get dragged down there by Ricky Hendricks. Good contain there by Hendricks as he was able to get the freshman. So the Bulldogs will take over. They'll have it first down and 10 now from their own 26. So Melo Zalila on the return. Tried to get outside, tried to get to the edge, but Ricky Hendricks able to shed the block and drag him down. So the Bulldogs offense will come back out after the turnover. Cisneros in the shotgun. He'll step back, steps up into the pocket. He'll find Mason in the middle of the field, brought down by Bertrand and Alex Brown. Good play there by the senior tight end, 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a tough guy to bring down in the open field. Good enough, though, for a Bulldogs first down. They're now up to their 40-yard line. Looks like they'll go no huddle here. Yeah, Smith will be the wide receiver out to our right.
We saw last time they went no huddle, they had a wide open guy up the seam.
So Cisneros steps up in the pocket, tries to slip past the defender, and he'll get dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Eagles nearly had him in the backfield. Looks like Buzzle was able to drag him down right at the line. The original line to scrimmage. Looks like they'll actually give him a 2-yard gain from where he fell down. Looks like we got an offensive lineman down. Brings up 2nd down and 8 here for the Bulldogs. Hate to see that for Dean here. Offensive line, a tough position. Oftentimes linemen get rolled up on after a play. Oftentimes engaged with the defender, and you don't see a running back or a quarterback behind you, and you get tripped up, hitting the knees, and you go down. So we'll step away. We'll take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have more third quarter action here from the Winkin Complex. So we come back. Jaquan Williams jogs. And Jaya Murray, jogs off. Hopefully he's okay. Cisneros slip screen here, caught by Waymeyer. Good read, though, there by Tucker Buzzles. He's able to drag him down for a 3-yard loss. So they went back to the play they had success on in the first half, but Tucker Buzzle, the instinctive senior, 5th-year senior there, read that like a book and closed on the freshman quickly, able to drag him down for a 1-yard loss. Brings up 3rd down and 11 now.
Yeah, and if you're ever walking around the Husson gym and the athletic facilities, Buzzle's usually probably watching film out there. I think that came through on that play. He knows this offense better than they probably know themselves out there, and it's been shown so far in this one.
Mason in motion. Cisneros rolls out to his right, looks to drag, pulls this one, caught by Mason just in front of the 45-yard line. Looks like about a 5-yard gain. Looks like they will give it to him at the 45, so it'll bring out 6-yard gain. Correction brings up 4th down and 5 here for the Bulldogs. So good, tough play there by Cisneros. Actually, they're going to get a late hit out of bounds. That will give the Bulldogs a first down. So if you're Coach Clark, that's not what you want to see in that situation there. Your defense stood tall there, keeping them short of the line to gain and get a tough penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was on the hit on Mason after the catch, or I saw Cisneros get kind of knocked into the Husson bench pretty hard after that throw, that it might have been one of those ones that gets enforced on kind of the late play that you're hitting him after he's released it out there.
And it looks like the flag was thrown in about the area that the quarterback went out of bounds, as they're marking off the 15 yards here. Eagles do have a couple new bodies out there in the game. A couple guys getting early or late looks. Several played in the first half. J. Tyson in there at the nose guard position. Number 64. So Cisneros in the shotgun. 3 wideouts to the left. Looked like a slip screen, got read well. He'll roll out to his right, pulls it down, tucks it, and he'll get dragged down on the run by Tyreek Mann. Looked like about a gain of 6 yards, brings up 2nd and 4 here. So instinctive play there by the freshman. Didn't have anything open on the left side. Looked like they were looking for Waymeyer, but the Eagles read that. Only play he had was to roll out to his right and tuck it.
Yeah, and a team player right there, right? The play before that, he got hit pretty hard on the sideline. That's one of those ones where as a quarterback, you'd love to just get that away from you, not get hit again, but instead lowers the shoulder, tries to go through some contact and pick up valuable yards.
So Cisneros fakes the handoff. Actually, it will be a handoff to Waymeyer, and he rips off about a 20-yard run down inside the 20-yard line. Good zone read. Actually faked me out as the broadcaster up here. Good run there by the freshman. I think that's the biggest run of the day for him. And they'll go no huddle here. Snap back to Waymeyer, and he'll get stood up at the line. Looked like James Boyd. Ball did come out, but it looks like they're going to say that he was down forward progress. Looked like Elijah Simmons and James Boyd combined there on the stop. No gain on the play.
And that was a good run there from Dean. They've been trying to set that up all day, haven't had a whole lot of success, and I think that one probably about equaled their rushing yards for the total game on a nice big play to get them in the red zone.
As you mentioned, in the red zone now, 2nd and 9. It was actually a 1-yard rush they awarded there. So Cisneros steps back, rolls out to his left. Looking upfield, he'll pull it down, rolls out to his right. Chased by Buzzle, and Buzzle will drag him down behind the line. Tried to slip past Buzzle there, but Buzzle was able to get his hands around him. 3-yard loss on the play, so that will go down as a tackle for a loss. Looks like he had tried to pull down, so he gave up on the pass. So 3rd down and 11 here.
Bold play there from Cisneros, trying to stiff arm the senior captain out there in Buzzle. It's not exactly the guy, obviously, you want to run into.
So Cisneros in the shotgun here. Flanked to his left by Waymeyer. He'll snap down the middle looking for Mason, but the throw is behind Mason. Falls incomplete. Looks like they are going to jog out the field goal unit here. Looks like it would be about a 30, almost a 40-yard attempt here. Looks like the holder will put his knee down around the 26-yard line. So 36-yard attempt here for Sullivan. 0 for 1 on the year. No wind blowing tonight. Snap down, kick on the way. It looked like the snap was bobbled, but it looks like that's going to get up and through. So 36-yard field goal attempt for Griffin Sullivan. Now 1 for 2 on the year. Dean comes away with points on their first drive of the second half. They pull within 47-17.
Yeah, great composure there from Sullivan. There's players sliding all around his feet there. I was going to mention it right before that kick. The Eagles' kick defense has been getting into the backfield right before that kick multiple times on all the extra points out there.
So Cisneros, 20 of 32 now for the game, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22 yards on the ground, and Waymeyer did take over last possession. He's now their leading rusher, 25 yards on the night. So Sullivan out to kick it off here for the Bobcats. Berthollet and Fitzpatrick back deep for the Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised to see that sky kick. Last time it went to Evan Williams standing out there at the 20. Sullivan lines up, gets ready to kick this one off. Like Elijah Simmons and Evan Williams lined up at the 20 for the Eagles. So Sullivan's kick, long one fielded by Berthollet at the 15. Heads back upfield, looks to split the middle. Nothing there, and he'll get stood up at the 35-yard line. Flags fly as he'll get brought down on the play by DJ Fahey. Good, solid, though, return there for the junior. About 20 yards on the return. Looks like they'll spot him about the 35-yard line. We'll see what the flag is on the play. Guesses it was probably in the area of a hold, so this one will probably be coming back. As they will get Bodie DeCombs with the hold, 10-yard penalty. Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. So Visser still in at center. He flanked to his left by Lober. 2 wide receivers to Visser's right. Casey in at tight end. Snap comes to Visser. Reed incomplete, looking for Navarrete, broken up there on the play by Denzi Suazo. Looked like that one came out of the hand a little funny there by Visser, as it looked like Navarrete had a step on the corner.
Yeah, there's a chance that one got tipped at the line by that defense. It looked like it was kind of fluttering towards them there and was kind of moving, not in the normal way you would see a football thrown from a quarterback who knows what they're doing.
Suazo looked like he was kicking himself after that one, like maybe he might have had a chance to pick it off. Good break, though, there for the Eagles. Brings up 2nd down and 10 now. Snap comes to Visser. Reed goes to Lober. He'll split 2 defenders. He's in the open field. Stiff arm. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jed Lober. So if Elijah Garnett didn't do it, Jed Lober's doing it as well. So the Eagles' rushing attack really being in full effect tonight. They extend their lead 53-17 here with 6:44 remaining. Excellent stiff arm there by the sophomore and breakaway speed there.
Yeah, and that shows you the power of blocking as well. You can have a great running back, but it doesn't really do you a lot if you don't have a great team around them to get those blocks out there for them. You're seeing this Eagles offense, multiple guys working within that system.
So Markovich on for the extra point try. Snaps down, kicks up. Extra point attempt is good. Eagles now lead 54-17. Lober with a 76-yard run. He now has 83 yards for the game. So Eagles with a chance to maybe have 2 100-yard running backs in a game. I have to go back and look at the record books, but my knowledge serves me right. That may have only done once or twice in program history.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the record is for the best running back tandem in a game out there. Obviously, Garnett only 51 yards now away from that single player record, but then you have that additional 83 from Lober can really push you guys up the record book.
Eagles nearing in on 350 yards on the ground for the game. Markovich to kick off here. Looks like we'll have a new kick returner here. Mitchell back deep with Mason. Markovich kicks off. And that one's going to bounce just about the 13 and go out of bounds. So kickoff out of bounds penalty. Dean will take over now from their own 35-yard line. So it looks like the Eagles starting defense will head back out there. Dean offense will come back out. Your Dean here in this situation, what are you looking for down big, 54-17 with just under halfway remaining here in the third quarter?
Well, you're kind of looking at that situation where winning this game is starting to get further and further away, but you're not going to roll over and just let the other team win. This is a great situation here for Dean to try to fight back into it and also just keep working on your offense out there. This is where you don't just kind of let the floodgates open and just throw deep every time. You work on plays like this.
So pass goes to Mason on the end and around. He'll be dragged out of bounds by Nicely there. So a little trickery from Dean there, but nicely read that one. 4-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 6 now. Eagles linebackers really fly around out there. We got some youth on the edge. 2 fifth-year seniors in the middle. Cisneros, handoff to Day. He's got daylight in front of him, looks to go outside, but he'll get tripped up there by Antoine Turner. Good saving tackle there by the junior corner. But a good run there by the freshman. Day, as he's able to pick up the first down just inside of midfield at the Bulldogs 48. Looks like we got a new wide receiver in there as well. Daquan Foster, he's out to our far left. 2 tight ends here to our right. Snap, handoff to May, slips to the go outside. Looks like we're going to have a holding penalty there as he's dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. Buzzle on the tackle. Looks like they're going to get number 71, Nunu Conward Jackson on the hold there. Correction, it was actually 56 getting called for the hold. And Johnny Murray, excuse me. So that's going to put the Bulldogs now 1st and 20 from their own 38-yard line. Cisneros takes the snap, looks to his left, finds the tight end Haynes, and he'll get tackled just past the line of scrimmage there by Bertrand and Buzzle. Gain of maybe about 4 yards. Going to make it about 2nd and 16 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Dean right now just trying to make their way up the field. They had a couple good drives towards the end of that first half in that first drive of this one that resulted in the field goal. But they can keep just kind of moving the ball, get their players the ball out in open space.
Snap comes to Cisneros. Looking deep down the left side of the field. Got a wide receiver in stride. Looked like he had Smith there. Maybe the Eagles got away with maybe a pass interference call on Turner there, but no flags on the play. Good job there, though, by Smith as looked like he was juggling there with his steps. Was able to regain his composure, nearly caught that one.
Yeah, it looked like Turner managed to slow him up just enough. Like you said, could have potentially been called kind of a pass interference out there, but definitely one of those ones. It was probably about 15 yards earlier on the play. It's one of those ones you can just kind of get in the same stride as them, get them off rhythm.
So 3rd down and 16 now here for the Bulldogs. Line to gain, the Eagles' 42-yard line. Snap comes, steps back in the pocket, steps up, looks for Mason down the middle of the field, throws behind him as he took a shot there after the play by Durant. Incomplete, forces 4th down. The punt unit will come on now for the Bulldogs. Looked like if he had a split second longer, had to step up in the pocket with the pressure coming from Durant, had Mason open just maybe close to the first down marker there.
Yeah, we've been saying that all game. When Cisneros has had that time to look downfield, go through one or two reads, and plant his feet and make that pass, he's been great. But this Eagles pass rush has been getting into the backfield all game.
Punt there by Fonseca. Miles will pull this in at the 23. He breaks out to his right, trying to get upfield. He turns the corner. He's got daylight ahead of him, but he'll duck out of bounds. Looked like a gain of about 30 yards on the return there by Miles. And that will put the Eagles with the ball on the Bulldogs side of the field. They'll take over first down and 10 now from the Bulldogs 44-yard line.
A great run there from Miles. Took it, had players all around him. Looked like he was going to get tackled right off the bat. Was able to loop it all the way back around his blockers and get open in the open field.
So we're going to have a change at quarterback here. Sophomore Max Clark checks in the game. He'll get his first collegiate action. 6'3" sophomore out of Bangor, Maine. Lober lines up behind him. Snap comes, handoff to Lober. Looks to cut back up middle. He'll get dragged down just past the line of scrimmage. Christian Donaldson on the tackle there. Gain of about 1 yard. Good job there by the Bulldogs. Quickly we're able to get to Lober.
Yeah, and this is a situation where Coach Clark is loving this right now. You can get his backup into the field here, get him some game time experience. This is a guy right now who is in line to kind of take over from Visser next season and try to lead this Eagles offense.
So Clark looks down the right side, hauled in by Miles. So comes in first pass, hits Miles on about a 40-yard strike. He'll get dragged down. So tip your cap to the sophomore. He was able to put that up where only Miles could get it, held up in the air, and Miles had a good route on the play. So Eagles now in the red zone. First and goal here from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Nick Visser down there right next to the offensive coordinator, cheering Clark on out there. His backup player is loving that he's showing his skill out on the field.
That's what you want to see out of a veteran leader in Visser here, cheering on the guy that's backed you up for the last 2 years. You want to see his success. You want to see what the future looks like next year. Snap comes to Max Clark, handoff to Lober. Lober cuts back outside, nearly tripped up, and he'll cross the goal line for his second score of the night.
And a great run there from Lober. Cut it out left, had to break a couple tackles and just edge around that defense. And again, great blocking from that Eagles offensive line to open up those holes.
Good cutback run there by Lober. Looked like he might have got dragged down there at the line of scrimmage, but arm tackle there. He was able to break out of it, cross the goal line, extending the lead now 60-17. So Markovich will come on here for the extra point try. Snap down, kicks up. An extra point attempt is good. Eagles push their lead to 61-17, 3:15 remaining here in the third quarter. So, as we mentioned, 3:15 remaining here in the third quarter.
And this Eagles offense right now is just kind of rolling on all cylinders. We saw the backup come in. Obviously, a lot of the same starters out there. I think Garnett had come out for that drive. But a lot of the starters at receiver and offensive line were still out there. But Clark was able to get it done on the field.
So Mason and Zelaya back deep for Dean. Markovich to kick off here for the Eagles.
And Markovich, since that first one went off the upright, has been right down the middle with all of his extra points so far. And that's something that's been really helping the Eagles in these last couple games. He's been very consistent.
So kick comes to Zelaya, fields it about the 9-yard line, looks to cut back outside. 4 Eagles, though, waiting there for him. And he gets dragged down just inside the 25. Looked like the freshman Dylan Jackson had the initial contact along with Ricky Hendricks. As we talked about, he's been a force in the special teams game for the Eagles. So Dean will take over now here from their own 23-yard line, 3:07 remaining. I think this is a situation here you'll see Dean stick to their offense, maybe a little less running, but maybe take some shots downfield, try to get some freshmen a little more work as they head into their conference schedule coming up for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, this Dean team, obviously down big in this one, can still take a lot of positives away from this game so far. Cisneros has looked really good under center when he has time out there. If they can give him the blocking he needs in that conference part of the schedule, he can definitely get it done offensively.
Cisneros drops back, looks down the middle of the field. He's got Mason. That goes just through Mason's arms. Parker LaFrance was there for the Eagles. Looked like Mason had a chance to bring that one in. Good throw there, though, again by the freshman, as he stood tall in the pocket and really drove the ball downfield.
Yeah, I think Mason could kind of sense LaFrance right there on his back shoulder. That's one of those ones where he's going to make the catch, but he can also feel that player right behind him, sort of that sixth sense, knowing your surroundings, and it's hard to concentrate right in that moment.
Throw might have been a little tad behind. Snap comes, steps up in the pocket. Had to force that one to Mason. Incomplete, as it looked like 3 Eagle defenders were bearing down on him. Had all he could do there to try to prevent the sack. So 3rd down and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Late in this one, got 2 new middle linebackers in there for the Eagles. Bourget and Hendrickson at middle linebacker. As we're going to have a false start. Looked like they're going to get the defense on encroachment there. As looked like the Eagles tried to anticipate the hard count there and jumped a little bit early.
That Eagles defense is eager. They've been getting into the backfield all day, trying to get Cisneros to the ground early here.
Looked like Julian Telliesnord jumped a little early there. So that will make it a little more manageable here for the Bulldogs. Makes it 3rd and 5 here. As you can maybe hear the fans in the background talking about the screen. They haven't run that in a little bit here, maybe just before halftime. Wouldn't be surprised maybe to see them run that here in this situation. Pass comes down the middle. Got the big tight end, Haynes. He breaks past one defender. It's dragged down there by Bourget. Good enough, though, for about a 17-yard gain just before midfield at the 47-yard line. As we got a player injured down on the play. It looks like that's the quarterback. Correction.
I think that's one of the offensive linemen that might have gotten hit and rolled up on that play by that Eagles pass rush.
Originally, I thought that might have been the quarterback, but Cisneros standing next to him. So good to see that he's not hurt. Hopefully, offensive lineman's okay here for the Bulldogs. So we'll take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have more third quarter action here from the Winking Complex. So Owen Jailbert being helped off the field here, senior out of Oakfield, Connecticut. Hopefully he's okay. He's the anchor on the offensive line, the lone senior out there.
And we'll see how that offensive line adjusts. That center position is very important. They're the guys who make the reads on that defensive line and get the rest of the guys set up for the rest of the plays. And they're the ones snapping the quarterback the ball.
So 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Looking down the right side of the field, he's got Mason. Mason jumps with Brown in coverage, and they're going to rule him out of bounds. Looked like Mason might have almost got a foot in bounds there. Good play there by Mason, though, to highball that over Brown, but Brown, a good job there, instinctive to push him out.
Yeah, in college, different from the NFL, you just have to get that 1 foot down, and he was very close to getting that. That's one of those ones that I'm sure some Dean fans will go back and look at that footage to see if he might have been just his half second in bounds there.
Cisneros has taken a few deep shots in this one. You look at the completion percentage, several misses, but he's had a lot of deep attempts that could have been completions. So that will go as a handoff today. He'll be dropped for about a 5-yard gain there. Eagles on the tackle by Bourget. Looks like Ricky Hendricks had the original stop. So it brings you up 3rd down and 5. Manageable situation here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think Cisneros' completion percentage would look a lot better if they weren't down 45 points in this game, and he was able to just sit back and find his passes. He's been very accurate when he has that time.
So Tellus-Nord jumped again there. So he'll get checked out here. That will probably give the Bulldogs an automatic 1st down. That will move them further into Eagles territory here. Point I was trying to make with the incompletion percentage is that several of the freshmen's passes look like gone through the hands of receivers. So you look at 5 or 6 of those completions could have potentially been long home run balls earlier in this one. And then, of course, down here to Mason here just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, he's definitely had some of those deep ones. Obviously, it's a lot harder catch to make that one on a full sprint or with a cornerback all over you. But he's definitely had a lot in this one that his receivers could have picked him up a little bit.
Snap comes, handoff to Waymeyer. Looks to go outside, and he'll get tackled just about the line of scrimmage. Looks like Bourget and Brandon Young combined on the stop there. Fans cheering below us here. No gain on the play. Still 2nd down and 10 now.
Seems like we might have a fan favorite down there in front of us. Not sure who went onto the field.
All kinds of subs out there now for the Eagles. Up 61-17. Cisneros in the shotgun. Ball snapped, handoff to Smith on the end around there. Looked like it was actually going to go down as a pass. It was a forward pass, but he'll get dragged down. No gain on the play. Good coverage there by the Eagles as they were able to extend that out. Forces a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that this Dean team, I think, is trying to practice a little bit. We've seen it a couple times now, those end-around ones where they're trying to snap it, quarterback gets it, and then lets it go pretty much away. I don't even think he really had possession of it before he gave that off to the guy coming across the backside of that offensive line.
The Eagles nearly snapped the jump the snap there. 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. Looks like Dean will probably try to snap this. They get it off. 3 seconds remaining in the quarter. Complete out there to Mason. He gets tripped up, trying to cut back inside. Looked like Nicely was able to drag him down. Good enough, though, for about a 6-yard gain. Brings up 4th down and 4. As that brings us to the conclusion of the 3rd quarter. We head to the start of the 4th quarter. When we return, Husson leads Dean 61-17. So welcome back. Husson fans excited us down below when Bryce Bussell got in the game, number 95. Sophomore out of Harmony, Maine. Played his high school ball at Maine, or at MCI. Several MCI players on this Eagles roster. So Cisneros in the shotgun here. Mason in motion. Fakes the handoff, looks down the middle of the field, complete to Haynes, and he gets tripped up at the 20 by Mayhew. Good look there by Cisneros as he was able to split two linebackers there. Tough throw. Good catch and run, though, by Haynes.
Yeah, and Haynes has made some big plays in this game. He doesn't have a whole lot of receptions, probably 4 or 5, but all of them have been for a big gain for this team, and a lot of them have been on key third downs and fourth downs out there.
Came into the night, 4 catches, 8 yards on the year. I'm guessing he's probably doubled that just in tonight's game. Snap, fake handoff, looks for a shot down the right side, looking for Mason, broken up on the play by Alex Brown. It looks like he may have rolled an ankle coming down on the play, so hopefully he's okay. Returning first team all-conference corner for the Eagles from last year. So it looks like he'll get subbed out. Marquise Jackson will sub in here for the Eagles. Brings up 2nd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
And Brown definitely a leader out there on the defense for the Eagles. He's one of those guys that they can put him out there and just let him play 1v1 coverage like he did on that play. You don't have to give him safety help or give him a linebacker inside.
So the Bulldogs will go with 2 tight ends here to the right of Cisneros. Snap comes. Swings out to Waymeyer. Cuts back in, and he'll get stood up at about the 6-yard line there by Parker LaFrance. Good pass out there in the flat to the freshman running back, Waymeyer. So that will put the Bulldogs now 1st and goal here from the Eagles' 6-yard line.
Yeah, and Cisneros here having a little bit more time in the pocket. Some of those Eagles defensive starters who were getting to him early have come out, and it's allowing him to go through at least 1 or 2 reads out there. He's making the good passes.
So we'll see if they elect to stick with the pass. Mason in motion. He gets the carry. Goes off the right side. He'll get slung out of bounds about the 5-yard line, so maybe a gain of 1 yard there. Like 2 or 3 Eagles combined for the tackle over there on that far sideline.
Yeah, and that's that same end-around play they've been doing a lot in this second half, having Mason come in. He doesn't get the direct snap, but Cisneros gets it and hands it off to him immediately.
Definitely a guy they send in motion a lot, trying to get him the ball in multiple facets, whether it's the run, the pass. 2nd down and goal here, rolls out to his left, finds Haynes. Tackled though short at the 4-yard line by Mayhew. Good grab there by Haynes. Good play there though by the senior safety in Mayhew. So that will bring up 3rd down and goal here from the 3-yard line. Big defensive stand here for the Eagles if they can keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone.
Yeah, and right now at this point, I think this is 4-down territory for this Dean College team, that they're in a situation, if you don't get this touchdown, you as being them, they're going to go for this and this far up in the end zone, or in the red zone, that is.
So Cisneros in the shotgun. He's flanked to his left by Waymeyer. Snap comes, steps up, looks back of the end zone, broken up, picked off in the end zone. Looked like they were looking for Haynes in the back of the end zone. It looked like Ricky Hendricks. It was Hendricks. Junior out of North Waterboro, Maine, was able to get the original deflection, held up in the air long enough, and was able to pick that off in the end zone.
Yeah, and what a situation there for the Eagles to get their first interception of the season. Dean, having driven the whole length of the field, had it at the 3. The Eagles were able to take it away. They're going to get the ball at the 25-yard line now.
So first interception of the year for the Eagles comes in a big situation where they were trying to keep the Bulldogs off the board. They'll take over now 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Max Clark back out there. New running back in. Snap comes to Clark. Handoff goes outside. Up and past the 25-yard line before he's brought down. Looks like we've got an injured Bulldog down on the play. Trying to make out the number of the ball carrier there for the Eagles. might be number 32, Bo Lasher, who had the carry. Can't quite tell from our vantage point, Avery.
Yeah, the Eagles now bringing in a lot of those guys that you don't see as often out there. Probably going to be a little bit of a nightmare for the stat guys up in the box for this one, trying to figure out who the guys are. It's pretty easy when Garnett runs the ball. Once you get down to that fourth or fifth string running back out there.
Looks like it actually might be number 26. Nope. Number 28, Eamon Nazer, potentially the running back. Still trying to confirm that here from the field level. So still trying to figure out who that is. Looks like it is number 28, the freshman, Eamon Nazer. Yep. So we have confirmed it is Eamon Nazer in the backfield now for the Eagles. 6-foot running back out of Bennington, Vermont. He gets the carry out to the right. Trucks two defenders. He's still on his feet. And he'll get dragged out of bounds there by J.J. Carrion. Good run there by the freshman. Hard running. As it looked like he was maybe going to get caught for a loss there, but able to stay on his feet. Picks up the first down.
Yeah, that was a senior level run right there. Went through some contact, hyped up that Husson bench. Hyped up this crowd as well. Going through some tough tackles out there.
Big guy out there. 6 foot, 205 pounds. Sessoms goes in motion, snaps, comes to Clark, hands off to Nazer. He trucks a defender. Ball comes out though on the play. Looks like Dean may have jumped on that one. Officials' whistles blow. We'll have to wait to see. Looked like the Eagles were able to fall on that one. Couldn't quite tell who had the recovery there, but able to run over a defender. But if you're Coach Clark, you don't want to see the ball come out here.
Yeah, that's one of those kind of teaching moments. Obviously, Nazer had come in, made a couple nice runs out there, but you have to have ball security even when you're up big in a game late in the fourth quarter. That's not the type of situation you want to give the ball away.
So Clark's pass complete to Sessoms there, brought down about the 46-yard line, brings up about 3rd and 2 here for the Eagles. New running back checked in there, trying to make out the number here. Looks like number 38, Sam Ortega, in at running back now. He'll check out as Nazer heads back in here in a 3rd and 2 situation.
Probably got a few words from the coaching staff on that one, just telling them, lock in, you're okay. That's a situation that can come up. Obviously, a running back trying to go up the middle on these big, tough linebackers.
First situation for the freshman. He takes the handoff up the middle, slips past one defender, and goes past the midfield mark. They'll mark him down just inside the 48-yard line. So after the fumble, comes up big there, picks up the first down run. Probably a little bit of jitters from the freshman, first time he's played. So one of those, a lot of people who have played football, sometimes that first hit out there really can shake out the jitters, get you in a rhythm to go for the rest of the game.
And a great comeback, like you said, had the fumble, came out of the game for a play, went back in, got the big run out there for the offense.
So Clark slips out of one sack. He pulls off, takes off running, and it looks like he'll get dragged down just behind the line of scrimmage there. Looked like Herman Herman Esquivel on the stop there. They'll mark it as no gain. Good job there by Clark, though, as it looked like that Dean might have had him behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to get out of that. Looked like he broke 3 tackles on the way as he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 now here for the Eagles. Ortega, or 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Ortega, as that one's going to get complete. To Nason Berthollet, as he was coming across the middle, looked like about a 7-yard in. Good throw there from Max Clark, hit him right stride. He was able to get upfield, good enough for another Eagles first down. They now have it within the 29-yard line here of the Bulldogs. So good to see Max Clark getting some looks out there, able to throw the ball late in this one. Eagles sticking with the run-pass option. Snap comes to Clark. He hands off to Ortega. Ortega outside, flags fly, and he gets stood up just about the line of scrimmage. Hit hard on the play by Isaac Dorleen. Flag on the play. It looked like the area of holding, as the referee does signal holding. So that will bring it back now. Makes it first down and 20 here for the Eagles.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that you really want to keep moving up the field, but it also gives Clark here a chance to have a little bit more yardage, get him some more reps out there, and also deal with being first and 20 out there, the situation he probably hasn't seen a whole lot of.
Looks like the Eagles have made some substitutions out there on the offensive line. James Johnson now in at center. Wyatt Newell, the freshman out of Hamden, Maine, he's in at right tackle. Snap comes to Clark, turns around, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. It's the tight end. Looked like Solomon there. Solomon looked like he might have been pushed out of bounds. Yeah, Caleb Solomon, the sophomore tight end out of Holton, Maine, tiptoed the sideline there. First career touchdown pass to Max Clark, and the first touchdown to Caleb Solomon.
Yeah, what a run there from the freshman. A great one up the sideline, was able to keep his feet in. That's a run that you normally see from kind of a quick-footed running back or a shifty wide receiver out there, but the big boy tight end managing to keep his feet in. Probably only had a few inches on that sideline.
So Garrett Martin in here for the extra point attempt. Kind of surprised me at first. I really thought that he was going to get pushed down around the 20. Managed to cut back upfield and stuck in bounds. So kick is up. And the extra point attempt is good by Garrett Martin as the Eagles extend their lead to 68-17. 7:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And a great drive there from the Eagles offense, bringing a lot of guys who don't normally see the field all that much in, were able to work together. That's hard to bring out an offense that doesn't really usually play together out there. Obviously, they might play some in practice together, but it's a whole mix of guys who are trying to run the same group of plays out there.
Almost an entirely new offensive line, too, so good to see them holding up, keeping Max Clark upright in the pocket. And he was able to roll out to his right, get a little better vision, and found Caleb Solomon. So Markovich to kick off here for the Eagles. As I mentioned, 7:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Looks like we're going to have two new kick returners for the Bulldogs. Mohali Mitchell and DJ Fahey back deep for the Bulldogs. Markovich kicks off. Deep kick fielded at the 25 by Fahey. Drops it originally, picks it up, cuts up field, and he'll get dropped around the 21-yard line. Good coverage there by the Eagles. Like Bodie DeCombs on the stop for the Eagles. So we'll have a new quarterback in for the Bobcats. Paul Mitchell now in under center. 6'2", 205-pound sophomore out of Boston, Mass. Day will line up off to his left. Snap comes to Hammond. Lefty rolls out to his left, finds an open receiver downfield in Josh Verdi. About a 2-yard gain. Little sidearm action throw there from Hamden. Good enough, though, for a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, different look than what we've seen all this game so far from Cisneros. Obviously, Hammond, the new quarterback, lefty, can sometimes switch it up on a defense a little bit. Obviously, different defense out there, probably isn't really used to either of them.
Hammond completes this over in the flat to Mason, and he'll get dragged down by 2 Eagles. Flags fly in the backfield. Good coverage there, though, by Husson, as they were able to hold him to a 3-yard gain. Brings up 3rd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. We'll see what the call is, and it will be holding on the offense, so that will bring it back. It'll be 2nd down again for Dean. They'll have it. It's like 2nd and 18. A lot of holding penalties throughout this game tonight.
Yeah, it's something that this Dean offense has struggled with a little bit. That they keep kind of getting up the field and then keep getting killed by these 10-yard penalties that bring you all the way back to the play that you would kind of neutralizing the play you would run just before.
So Hammond in the shotgun, drops back, steps up, and he'll get dropped. Forced fumble there by Buzzle, recovered by the Eagles. Looks like DJ Palmy had the recovery. Looked like Bryce Bussell originally forced the fumble. And the junior defensive lineman, DJ Palmy, out of Naples, Florida, came up with a recovery. So the Eagles will take over now. They'll have it in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the Dean 15.
Yeah, that was a great play there from the Eagles. They hadn't been getting a whole lot of pressure, but were able to get into the backfield on that one and force that fumble and just take it away from that Dean offense out there.
So Max Clark back under center. Nacer cuts out, looks to his left, trucks one defender, stays on his feet, and he'll across the goal line for a touchdown. Hard runs there by the freshman. Looked like he was going to get dragged down about the 5-yard line. I don't know how he stayed on his feet there. Broke 2 tackles, laid out, and crossed the pylon for the touchdown. Pushes the Eagles' lead now to 74-17.
Yeah, different type of running back. Obviously, Garnett, the speed guy, but right now we're seeing the power guy out there who's lowered the shoulder.
Future looks bright in the backfield for the Eagles as both Garnett, Lober, and Nacer have dominated so far in this one. So confirmation up here in the booth. The Eagles have now tied the record for most points scored in a game with 74. Looks like they've called timeout here. They may try to go for 2. These situations late, I know as a coach, this is a good opportunity to work on things with the conference season coming up. See how you get different looks. See if you like certain things going forward.
Yeah, and obviously we're talking about a lot of the records up here. We're the historians of Husson. But I don't think that thought has crossed Coach Nat Clark's mind whatsoever down there. He's down there playing football right now. They're not trying to get records. I heard some fans yelling, "Why are you going for 2? You're tied with the record." They're trying to practice their 2-point conversion formation out there.
And it looks like they will actually send out the extra point team here. Garrett Martin in for the extra point try. We will have a new holder, freshman Brody Gibson, 3rd-string quarterback. He'll take the snap, hold down, kicks up, and the kick is good. So with that extra point, Husson will break a long-standing record, now 75 points in a game. So 6:07 remaining here.
A great performance so far from the Eagles offensively. In this one, they've managed to kind of move the ball up the field in several different ways. Their offense has looked great. They've brought in those backup guys who have looked great, and they continue to put points up on the board. Part of the reason that's a long-standing record is it's hard to take all your starters out and then still have the offense keep churning forward against a visiting team.
Yeah, and in these situations, too, guys getting into the game for the first time, some of them for the first time in their collegiate careers, can't exactly tell them to not go out and play. So college football, tough one tonight for the Bulldogs as Markovich gets ready to kick off this one. Fahey back deep. He'll field this at the 9. Heads up field across the 35. He'll get stood up, though, by the Eagles and dragged down just around the 30-yard line. So the Eagles defense will jog back out here, 5:58 remaining. Flags on the play. It looks like we may have some form of an unsportsmanlike conduct maybe at the end of this one. So they're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on DJ Palamy. Correction, DJ Palmy. That will give the Bulldogs an extra 15 yards. They'll start the drive from their own 45-yard line. So Hammond still in the game at center. Handoff, drops back. Dump screen complete to Day. Good coverage, though, there by the Eagles as Hendricks and Bourget read that one. Good enough, though, for 4 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 6. As it looks like Day is now slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay. Might just be some cramps. We'll take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have the final 5:38 remaining here from the Winking Complex. So Day is up and moving. Hopefully he's okay. Like maybe you mentioned his helmet might have hit the turf in an awkward way. Hate to see that. So he'll be helped off here. Bulldogs will have it 2nd and 6 with 5:38 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Day's really looked great out there offensively for this team. That run game kind of sort of came alive a little bit in this second half. Some more holes got opened up. Obviously, it helped that some of those big run blockers inside got taken out. But still, this defense, or this offense that is, managed to get some key plays out there on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, as you mentioned, been a spark plug for the Bulldogs. Come off, run the ball well, and caught the ball well out of the backfield. So as I mentioned, hopefully he's okay. We'll have a new running back in the game. DJ Fahey will take over, senior out of Holliston, Massachusetts. He'll stand to Hammond's left. snap comes to Hammond. Turns, fires down the left sideline, complete to the freshman Daquan Foster, 6', 370-pounder out of Providence, Rhode Island. Good enough for a Bulldogs first down. They move inside Eagles territory. They'll have it now at the 41.
Yeah, the Dean offense right now trying to keep it simple for Hammond out there, giving him a play that you just make that one read. If it's not there, you get rid of the ball, but if it's there, you get it out quickly.
Hammond drops back, steps up in the pocket. He'll pull it down and run, and he'll get dragged down just short of the line to gain by Ricky Hendricks. Good read there by Hammond. Nothing open downfield. Used his legs. So 2 dual-threat quarterbacks out there for the Bulldogs, sophomore and a freshman. So future looks really bright for Dean. A lot of freshmen, juniors, sophomores getting a lot of playing time tonight, which will play a big factor heading into later this year.
Yeah, this is a team that you could theoretically, as long as people stay, this is a team you could see staying together for several seasons. When you get kind of towards that senior part of it, we see it with the Eagles defense right now. A lot of seniors and juniors on that team who have played together for a couple years. That defensive unit can get dangerous, and this offensive unit can get dangerous as well.
So swing screen out in the flat to Fahey. He was corralled by the junior defensive back Clay Maloney into the game. Brings up third down, and it looks like about 2.5, 3 yards here for the Bulldogs. So snap comes to Hammond. He turns, looks out to the left. Diving catch there by the freshman Mello Zelaya. His first grab of the game. Been a factor in the kickoff return. Now getting in on the offense. So Hammond coming in. Looked pretty good so far. I believe may have only incomplete one pass so far. So out there slinging it. Kind of a 3-quarter delivery. Hammond drops back. Rolls out to his right. Being chased by 3 Eagles. Fires this one. Picked off, though, by the Eagles at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, difficult decision there by Hammond. Was rolling right. Chose to try to kind of force it up that line. Looked like he had running room in front of him. Might be one he wants back tomorrow.
Sophomore Evan Bourget with the pick. Looked like he was trying to find the tight end down there. Just couldn't get enough air under it when he was rolling out to his right. Tried to come back, throw back against his body, and Bourget was able to get back and get under that for the interception. So the Eagles will take over now, 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. And we may have another change at quarterback. It looked like the freshman, Brody Gibson, out of Westfield, Indiana, was warming up on the sideline, and he will go back under center. Ortega in at running back. So look for the Eagles here probably to hand this one off, try to run out some clock. As he turns around, hands it off to Ortega. Ortega cuts out to his right. He'll get tackled there, though, on the play by Herman Mendez. Good open field tackle there by the freshman as he closed on Ortega in a hurry.
A good open field tackle there. Went low on him, managed to drag him down by the legs. It's a good play. You don't want to let the Eagles kind of get out of, right now they're pinched down. Obviously got that big interception, but they're pinched down inside their own 10-yard line. This is where you can try to force a turnover, maybe try to get something into the end zone yourself.
So Gibson under center here for the Eagles. 2nd and 9, turns around, hands it off. Cut back inside there by Nazer, it looked like. And he'll get tripped up about 3 yards short of the line to gain. Correction, it was actually Bo Lasher on the carry there. 5'9", junior out of Plainville, Connecticut. Good run there, good cutback. Nearly slipped past the defender. Might have had a little daylight in front of him.
Yeah, I think he got tripped up. I saw him kind of hit the ground after he got tackled. It looked like he had that room that if he could have avoided just one half tackle, would have been able to take it up another 10 or 15 yards.
So he'll stay in at running back. Lines up behind Gibson. 3rd down and 3. Under 1:45 remaining. Running back hands off to Lasher. He'll truck one defender, gets out over the line to gain. And that will go down as another Eagles first down. Good carry there by the junior as he was able to pick up the first down. So Ortega will step in now in the running back position. So Gibson goes over to the sideline, gets the play. He'll head back into the huddle. Eagles trying to drain some time, run the play clock down. Approaching 1 minute left in this one.
Yeah, we'll see if Gibson gets the opportunity to try to air one or two out. I think a lot of the Husson faithful here would love to see the freshman quarterback try to get something a little bit downfield here.
It looks like Gibson will actually line up and take a knee. Looks like he'll probably have to do that one more time. With the first down, the Eagles were able to run the clock under a minute. Time's ticking down in this one. Fans collecting their belongings, starting to head towards the gates. Under 40 seconds remaining. Looks like Gibson will have to kneel it one more time, and that will do it here for tonight's action from the Winking Complex. As Gibson does kneel this one down. Both teams will line up now and shake hands. We'll conclude things up here in the press box. Husson hanging on, coming away with the 75-71 victory. They improved to 4-1 on the season. Dean falls to 1-4. Eagles will now turn their attention to their bye week, get a few guys healthy before focusing now on Commonwealth Coast Conference action as they open up at home on October 14th against Curry College.
That should be a good game there as the Eagles will look, like you said, to take on some of those conference opponents out there, take this momentum from these last two games. The big late second win 2 weeks ago now, and then this one, a big offensive explosion out there for the Eagles. That's definitely going to be some momentum moving into next week.
As you mentioned, offensive explosion. Pulling it up right now on the statistics. Eagles ended the night 23 first downs on 31 rushing attempts. Finished with over 400 yards on the ground, 409 to be exact. 242 receiving yards for 651 yards of total offense on 51 plays. So if you're Coach Clark, you got to be very happy with what you got out of your offensive production. Dean finished with 82 plays for 375 yards, 34-55 attempts, 2 interceptions. I know the 2 interceptions jump off the page, but in a lot of ways, but both the freshman and sophomore, Hammond late, and then Cisneros throughout the first 3 quarters really did look well throwing the ball.
Yeah, this Dean team definitely has a lot to look forward to moving into the future, that they're going to have players and playmakers for years to come on this offense.
And, of course, if you're the Eagles, able to force 4 turnovers tonight, struggled with that a little bit throughout the season, played a big factor in having the ability to put points up on the board afterwards. So, actually, I'd have to look at the stat sheet, but I don't think the Eagles punted all night long. I think they scored on almost every drive they had. So, another positive to look at if you're Coach Clark, that when you got your opportunities to take care of the ball, you did so. So any final thoughts here tonight, Avery?
It's definitely a game to remember. The Eagles putting out some record-setting performances out there. Obviously, Garnett not quite getting to that 300 mark, but this offense as a whole and this defense as a whole putting up the big 75 will write their names in the history books for years to come.
Well, Avery, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. As always, pleasure broadcasting with you. Glad to bring Husson Eagles action here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Signing off now here from the Winking Complex. Want to wish the Eagles best of luck heading back into the rest of the season as they start conference. And always, as always, signing off, go Eagles.